Pull up, pull up, pull up. Hey, share the video out. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you like the video. Make sure we share that. Pull up, pull up, pull up. Hey, share the video out. Make sure you like the video. We'll let some more people pull up. Shout out to everybody in the building. Wipe your feet at the door. Hit that like button. Let me go in my case, man. Let me see what kind of shades we got for the show today, Chief. I'm feeling real Jaguarish. So I'm gonna pull out the Black Panthers today. Yeah, we're gonna go Black Panthers, you know, for the hour. They say I got an echo. Let me check it. They say I got an echo. Let me check it. Mic check, mic check. I'm good. I'm good now. Who was that? Drew Marshall. Mic check, mic check. I'm good. I'm good now. Okay, it sounds a little better to me. Let some more people pull in, and we're gonna get into the bill. Make sure y'all share it out, man, on your TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook groups. You feel me? Make sure we get the video shared out. Hey, man, we got some BCU drip left. I'm still trying to figure out what people waiting on. No, real talk. We sold out of shades one time, and then we read up, and I know everybody don't have a pair. What we waiting on? Why we letting the people pull up? JJ, I'm sending you out the address so you can shoot me that joint, and I'm gonna shoot you some BCU drip in a real Indian way. Okay, Miss Tweety, I ain't forgot about you. I'm gonna send you the address today. Yes, ma'am. Tweety pulled up with a big bad motherfucker. I say, I can't get that on the plane. They don't think I'm finna start a 45. Yeah, she brought me a flamethrower from Vietnam. Yeah, that's what they used them flamethrower back in Vietnam. So we definitely gonna make that happen. Let me get my little let me get my electrolytes open. Get ready for the build. All right, let me close this. We had a few people buy some shades and shit this week. And we're gonna get litty in the city. Let me do this. Let's take this down. I don't know why I keep doing it. All right. What up, though? I'm gonna join that. Do I need this? Fuck around, gonna need this. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to set my little joint up. I should have been set up before I got in the building, but it's all man, how I'm gonna do this? I damn sure don't want to hold it. Alright. That's what we don't want to do. We damn sure ain't trying to hold it. 2 seconds, y'all. I got something good for y'all today. See if I can just turn it that way. See if we can just turn it that way. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to get this little joint over here so we can cook out of 2 pots. Let me see something. That bitch still crooked. Man, I'm gonna have to rock. We're gonna have to rock with it like this here. You feel me? Let me see how it look with the if I go full screen. I'm fucking up. My bad, y'all. Maybe I should have figured this out before we went live, huh? Yeah, maybe I should have figured this out before we went live. All right, fuck it. We gonna rock. We rocking out anyway. This how we coming. All right, peace. What's up with it? Turn up one time for the one time. Whole lot of gang in the building. Gang in the building. I'm gonna put my phone on charger. Thought I got enough juice for yeah, I'm all the way unprepared. I'm all the way untogether. Move this laptop. We might got some action. Yeah, we might got some action. My bad, TikTok. That's how it look right now. That's how we might have to rock like this here because I'm trying to figure it out. What else I can sit it on top of? I got a speaker. I don't want that bitch to be too high though. Hey, what's up, TikTok? As y'all pull up, jump on that like button. As y'all pull up, jump on that like button. All right, we're gonna start anyway, cause I'm gonna keep it gangster with you. I ain't about to be going back and forth with this motherfucker. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead on and get started. That bitch do not want to act right for me. All right, we're gonna rock with it like that. All right, we're gonna go in like that. Fuck it. All right, what's up? What's up? Who we got in the building over here? That boy that went and got the Jaguar frames. Boy that went and got the Jaguar frames. We in the hoe. G. Miss Tiff say, I enjoyed you Friday at Boo, and I had to come check you out. Well, appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here. And appreciate you enjoying the content. You know, y'all good energy folks over there. We got baby in the building. We got Sugar Bear in the building. Milestone Thoughts. Man, Kataba Cam in the building. My nigga, man. Shout out to my little bro, Kataba Cam. Thunder, the human Jaguar. And Will in the building. Tiffany GT. EJ in the building. Tweety. Wood Lake in the building. TJ in the building. Bryce. KJ in the building. What up, though? H-Time. Wanda in the building. Carrie Bay, New Orleans in the building. Needy Warrior, Atlanta, Georgia in the building. CJ Creative What? Reese in the building. Bengio. Dunn in the building. Birmingham, Alabama. Drew Marshall in the building. Remy out the side. J99, what up, though? Carl in the building. Tay Dub. Power to the guard. Mother Dragon. Hey, Rue, what up, though? Mike Hughes in the building. Bryce, Dave, Law, Scotty in the building. Atlanta, Georgia. LA, my bad. Los Angeles, California. Turn up one time. Smooth. The homie Nate Bailey. What up, though? Nay. Thick. Texas in every way. Nay, thick ass in the building. Infinite Blueprint. What up, though? Greg in the building, represent Austin. Rockaway in the building. Dimples the Jaguar. Big Diz. What up, though? Memphis to New Orleans. Paul, what up, Paul? In the real Indian way. I can't get everybody, but shout out to y'all in the building. Who we got over here? Carolina Sun, Kern, Danielle, Aunt Johnson, repping Texas. Keisha the Hood Princess. What's up with Keisha? Keisha a rider. Keisha always ride for me. Shout out to Keisha. Jordan Soto. Steve Morris. Cookie Carolina Son. Y'all tap that like button over here. Make sure we get the likes up in the hoe. We about to go through some news you can use, man. Over on YouTube, we have a topic, or Gullah Geechee African. You feel me? I mean, I really don't even have to touch the conversation. OG Donald Grant, what's up with it, OG? Man, you know what? I was thinking about your ass the other day, OG. Yeah, I was thinking about you the other day, man. Shout out to OG Donald Grant. Little ties in the building, man. Philly. When I get to Philly, bro, probably be January. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I want to do it this year because I'm just so motivated, and I feel like if I can get a lot of work done, so Mississippi, Louisiana, you know what I'm saying, Poverty Point, the Emerald Mounds down in Natchez, Moundville, Alabama, and then I got Chicago next month. But I really want to run that little play that I had going from DC, Philly, Delaware, spots in Connecticut, New York, Boston. I want to knock them all out this year. You feel me? So next year I don't have all that shit on my plate and I can really just get active. I can focus on what I need to focus on. Yeah, Solar Bear in the building. He said, yeah, man, Miami Indians in the building. Shout out to Miami, man. Shout out to Miami. Y'all niggas out there living in paradise. Y'all wrong motherfucker got us out here, nigga. We live in these fucked up cities. Y'all niggas wake up every day in paradise. Shout out to everybody over here on the TikTok. If anybody want to come up, anyone have any questions? Like we got 40 people in here on the 11 shares, and I'm tripping on that. I'm the best ever didn't got away with it, man. Now I don't come here popping no shit, but square business. I think it should be way more respect on the game than 11 shares. But I do appreciate those that did, and shout out for the gifts and everything. I don't know what they mean or how that that work. But if it's anyone in the building that would like to come up that have any questions or anything like that, need any type of understanding, on this American Indian game, or we can go and get started into the bill that I got for us today. Now, I got some, this come out the vault. I went and got this out the vault. Here out the vault. We usually don't pull this out. A lot of misinformation. A lot of people have been indoctrinated. And since we heard it so much and it's the only thing that we hear, a lot of people feel like it's the truth. Where, they tell you it's two sides to the story. And I'm going to tell you one of my greatest things that I don't understand, especially when it comes to like Black nationalists or Pan-Africans. They always come out here and try to tell us who your enemy is. They'll give us the enemy of somebody we supposed to be scared of, like we scared of some motherfucking body. Or this person don't like you for X, Y, and Z, or tell us who we shouldn't be a part of. The Muslim movement. They pushed that the oppressors were Christian, to bring people into their doctrine. The Hebrew Israelites, same thing, with the white man is the devil and all of these type of things like this here that they, tried to instill in us and tell us Christianity wasn't our original, religions and all of this here. When it's, in the end, is all BS. But my game be when they try to bring this to us. But in order to validate themselves or prove some type of point about themselves, they always seem to use, they'll take face value, the information that the YT people are putting out and use it for their benefit. And so either it's fuck 12, you feel me, or you riding with them. And that's just one of the things that, they'll tell you that everything that the YT man said was a lie, but then they'll come back and they'll use some of the things. And they'll talk to you as if it's true. We'll use the transatlantic slave trade, for example. If you'll come telling me things in your doctrine and the YT is such a bad man and all of this here, then why would you take the transatlantic slave trade for face value or for truth? See, they pick and choose on what they want to ride with. And I'm going to keep it gangster. Me and my experience coming up in the environment that I came up in, homie, it's real clear to see the things that they're using to validate them, and the thing that they don't want to let go directly let me know that you are accessory and that you feel the same way that who the said colonizer feels. If you don't want to throw certain things out. Now it's funny that the Pan-Africans came to us and told us that Christianity was not our religion. They started introducing different things, or they Ifa, Yoruba traditions, even brought us God, Ogun, and things of this nature. And to keep it gangster, homie, a lot, you feel me? Those things weren't true. A lot of that was created in the 20th century. You don't hear nobody in the 1700s speaking about any of these African deities or gods. Okay? And then they'll come back and tell us, well, Christianity is not our religion, but when we go to the Pan-African Congresses, 1919, the first one, which was sponsored and funded by a YT guy. Y'all don't have my book, I'm Not Black, I'm Indian. What are you waiting on? All this information in there. It's called the Indian Bible. How don't you have the Indian Bible? I got to do my little, my little 1-2. But my point that I'm getting to is that at the 7th Pan-African Congress, right, they spoke about Christianity being their foundation. So there's no true religion in Pan-Africanism or no original ancient African gods or anything. No, they were Christians. They are the progenitors of it. They were the ones who used Christianity to take it around the world. I'll tell you this here, Africans would not have knew Jesus. Would not have knew Jesus or Christianity. Africa didn't get Christianity until the 1800s. Now, the first Bible written in America was the Eliot Bible from John Eliot, who was a Puritan. You feel me? In the Connecticut, up in the Massachusetts areas, where they had the praying towns and the Micmac Indians and shit like this. You feel me? So, and then 1619, the King James Bible. But you don't get the King James Bible until the era of what they call colonization here in America. So this Christianity that's being talked about is too much. The presence of it in the origins is beginning in the Americas, in the colonies. So it's just hard for me just to take people serious where they'll turn around and say the YT man did X, Y, and Z. We shouldn't believe him. The conqueror writes the story, but then you'll turn around and accept everything that he said about you about Africa. Every connection that's made, they took you to Africa because there wasn't no one that looked like you that proposed that people in America with dark complexion were African. Those thoughts came out of YT people's mind because they wanted the land. Now you have to make everyone here immigrant. America was built on immigration, as they always tell it. You got to make somebody the immigrant. Now, because you don't need one, you feel me? Why are we following your laws or your rules or regulation or respecting any type of authority or jurisdiction from you, and you are a migrant who migrated here? Today, the Dems, we watch the Dems fall on their face. One of the real reasons is you have third, fourth, you have 4th, 3rd to 2nd generation people here in these administrations who have no ties or connection with the founding fathers. As other Americans here, if you're in your genealogy and you study your family history, and we can go back as far as the Revolutionary War. So how are we being governed by people who are 3rd to 2nd generation people here? And this is the word that they, felt was best for us. But if you can't relate to American, how can you come here to govern or even, tap in with the true Americans here? And I think that's where they lost touch with. But anyway, we're going to get off of that and we're going to get into the bill. Let me ask you this question, family. They said drip check. Oh, this whole thing, man, this Big Chief University, man. Y'all can go to the website, you feel me, and go pick up some drip. I got some more sizes left, man, so I need to go ahead on and put them on the site, you feel me? So if y'all are trying to get it now, Kills 314 St. Louis, I gotta get Kel's her shirt. OG I'm born here. I gotta get him his shirt. You feel me? And then everything else open game. I gotta keep one for Mama, Soul Food Vegan. Soul Food Vegan. I gotta get one for Mama, and we good. Miss Johnson said, I have asked what and who did we worship before the whites, the Bible and Christianity since I was 8 years old. I am now 58. And what I do know is I'm not with the shits. Well, everyone here wasn't with Christianity. As we see, Christianity would expand with what we know as the colonists or the crusaders or those who came to impose their will to take territory from others, and we'll see Christianity there. Now you do have, I mean that's another conversation, but I agree with you, Mama. Everybody didn't, a lot of people didn't grow up and go to church. Some of us went to church 3 times a week. You feel me? That's not the same case for everybody. Shout out to the homie Corey. This we're gonna do though, man. I got an old school bill we're gonna go through and get some of this work. Yeah, sir. TikTok, I think y'all gonna like this one. This is an exclusive, and we got some BCU scholars up here. Let me see. How can I get this here to work? I think y'all gonna appreciate this here. Can I turn it sideways? Let me try to turn it sideways and see if because I want to make sure y'all. I might have to hold this on bitch. A homicide. I'm turning to hold it for a little bit.
All right. So we're going to get into these ancestry and these 1850 census records. And what does it mean when it says birthplace Africa? So we have to start here with the Naturalization Act of 1870, where this all started, where the first aliens of African nativity or, anyone from African descent would be able to get their citizenship and even be included on the census. I have a usurp here from the actual Library of Congress that ties in as far as everything is saying that it would have to be a free white person. They have to be a citizen for a certain amount of time. They would have to be of good character as well as prescribed by law. But someone is saying that before 1870, Africans were already on the census.
Uh-oh.
So here we have what was happening as far as for any foreigners and aliens and how they did the early census. We'll see pre-1820, there were no foreigners on any census. So what we're seeing is the first inclusion is in 1820. They did not say where they were from. They only had foreigners not naturalized to be checked at the bottom. So on those censuses, you would see everybody as far as where they're from are living at the certain time, but then they would check at the bottom if they were foreigners not naturalized or anything. In 1830, the citizenship advised it, and we would see aliens, foreigners not naturalized, and this was only applicable to white persons included. So I went and got the National Archives to see what they're saying as far as associated with African Americans. We can see here they're going in and showing as far as the Black and mulatto that is in the 1790 to 1840 census. But here when we see slaves from 1790 to 1840, it says there's no notation of a slave by name, age, sex, or orientation appears. The census lists the slave statistically under the owner's name. So if you're seeing a person on the census from 1790 to 1840 under their name, they're automatically free. They're not slaves, even if.
Okay, I want y'all to keep up with us over here on this TikTok. This is advanced scholarship pertaining to the Americas. And it's very important because we're talking about census records. And this may help a lot of y'all a lot on that. But we want y'all to understand something, even with this African conversation. We're about to break it down because a lot of people don't understand how the census really work. They'll look on there, they'll say African. They'll see words like this here and feel as though that they've made some type of connection. This is a full breakdown and the best breakdown. This right here, VCU lectures. It's 3 of us. We gonna backdoor each other, but we about to go extensively into the census to give a great understanding. We're also gonna go into slave voyages to give a better understanding on what the fuck is going on and what is actually taking place. What do things really mean? And we're gonna give a keen understanding when we're done with it. Walk.
They're black or mulatto. So here I have the first enumeration act of 1790.
Dulcie,
yep.
would you mind repeating that again, please?
Yeah.
Just so that way people can connect the dots when I actually show the technology. Can you repeat that again, please?
Yeah, so from 1790 to 1840, there were no slaves denoted by name, sex, origination, birthplace, any of that on the census. They would be noted only under the slave owner's name. So that means if you see a black person in a 1790 census to an 1840 census, they were free and they were not slaves.
Can we get some flames in the chat? We want to make sure that we get an understanding. We don't want to go over nobody's head, right? Because it's sad that we got to come out here and teach people who are trying to use the colonizers' work. All right. So run it one more time. Fuck it. Run it back one more time.
Right. I don't think I heard that right. I just want to make sure I heard it right as well. But my bad.
Yeah, no problem. So from 1790 to 1840 census, there are going to be no slaves that are denoted by name, by sex, by age, color, or their origination or place of birth, because they would only be denoted as under their slave owner's name. So when you see anyone's name in any census from 1790 to 1840, you automatically know that they were free and they were not a slave.
Body bag.
Yeah, so we could probably end there, but we're going to keep going. This is the first enumeration act of 1790. This is also from the Library of Congress. So this is what was happening in the first place. Why did they say that they needed a census? Well, they said that they needed to enumerate the inhabitants, obviously the free inhabitants, by color, sex, their conditions, and their occupations. So they denoted that they're going to start having clerks go as far as to enter information from marshals from going to different regions, and they would get that to the president by the first day of June 1791, just to know who was all living in the United States as free. And they were given about $200 to $300 per districts. We see districts in Maine, districts in New Hampshire, New York, and this is the beginning, of them enumerating all the citizens. So, okay, now we're rolling into 1850, where we're kind of getting all the confusion of what's happening here. So I have here a primary source where they're introducing the Compromise of 1850. And they're saying here that they're struggling with the territories that they just got from the Republic of Mexico. They're independent as far as Texas and California. So they're saying they're not going to be able to introduce slavery at all. So they want to establish a territorial government so they can regulate any kind of slaves that are being traded from state to state and escaping. But here we have them even saying if they abolish slavery in the District of Columbia, they wouldn't even care. So there's no way that they're going into the Civil War saying that this is based on the abolishment of slavery or slaves at all, because they're saying that they're not able to even introduce slavery into the new territories. So this is where they're actually going as far as what they're going to do to go into really going into warfare. So I thought it was very interesting here because they said the important duties that used to be with the president, with the war departments, with the Department of Treasury, they were going to hand that over to the Department of Interior, which is who actually controls the census. But when we look over to see the war departments, there's only one, and it's called the Indian Affairs War Department. You can see there I underlined the salary that they have according to the Indian Affairs War Department. So they're going to pass everything over to the Department of Interior at this time. And now they're doubling the resources of how many clerks they have, how many people are getting the information coming into that they would get into the president and the marshals. So we have here that they got $12,000 for temporary clerks. They have $52,000 a year for all the information and different marshals that they'd be sending out, and another $12,000 budget for the clerks. So what we're seeing here is they're putting a lot of money into how people are going to be recording the census, who are all the people doing clerical work, and they're putting more money into this than they're putting into the Indian Affairs War Department. And where are the War Department for anything else? The African War Department, Civil War Department? No, it's just the Indian Affairs.
Wait a second. So I thought that in 1619, before 1619, I thought the Indians was dead. So that's why they had to go. Wait, they created a whole department 200 years later for Indians?
Yep.
Yes, a whole department that was
had an Indian removal act in 1830.
There was only a few left. They had took them out in 1492?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's okay. My bad. I apologize. Keep going. Do your thing.
All right, so we have here, we're just going to go again, showing that on top of the census, you can already see that this says free inhabitants. There is nothing that says anything about slaves. I don't know why people are saying, oh, when they're black, they're Negro, they're colored. Oh, they could have been a slave before. No, if they're on the census, they are free. So right at 1850, what they did to change is they had two sets of censuses. One for the free inhabitants, and they finally had one for slave inhabitants. Now they would actually get the name of the owner, the number of slaves, the age, the sex, and color of the slave under the owner. But we're seeing as far as the first time they went into such great lengths to actually go into the profession, occupation, where the place of birth was, and different components of the free inhabitants.
And this is very important.
Now, just to double check that though, see that spot where it said free inhabitants, is that an actual screenshot from a census record? Is that a primary?
Yeah, that's a primary. So that would be on top of any 1850 census that you're going to see. It says free inhabitants. There's nothing that's saying that these people are slaves. Just because they're black, you cannot say, oh, they're a slave. They're on the census.
Gotcha. Okay, and I assume we don't need to go over the etymology of free. So my apologies. Go ahead. Keep going. Do you think?
Hey, yeah, no problem. So here, shout out to Sweet Feather that she's the one that found this. The nativity of population and place of birth, native population, 1850 to 1990. We can just discuss about this 1850 where we're seeing just the total of foreign born be 2.2 million people out of the total population of 24. We're looking at 2% of the whole population was foreign born. What did they say on slave voyages? How many people would have came over? It's like 12.5 million people. We're not even seeing that as the foreign born until 1920.
Body bag.
All right, so I want to get it into a little of the people that we were seeing as far as on here that they just pulled up and they were like, oh, it has their birthplace as Africa. They're automatically from Africa. So first I have Lucy Cooper here. She's 52. Her birth year is about 1798. It says that her home was in
hold on, time out. So we going into I didn't know we was doing primaries tonight.
Yeah,
hey, can
y'all
jump on the like button?
you making it hard for us.
We got primaries. Y'all gotta hit the like button for primaries. Hey, we gotta get a chance.
I did nothing but primaries, y'all.
Hey, listen to me, y'all. Y'all are about to witness. Y'all don't even know. Swore by. Listen, Dosey didn't. We could have ended the show 5 minutes ago with just the work she already put out. The point is already being clear. We're about to kind of like roadkill. We're about to nuke this MF. I'm gonna be honest. So we need some flames in the chat. We need y'all to get them likes up, get them shares up, let people know that we on some more. We about to show the world what true information look like. We're setting the standard for how information is presented and how you have to fully complete your studies before you get knocked out. because it's some bad MFers out here today, man. Yeah, fire flames in there, man. Show some love in the goddamn Cash App. Hit the like button. Dosey, can we run by this primary and let them know why we're using this particular primary?
Yeah, absolutely. First, you see sword on the top there, that primary. What does it say? Can you see where it says?
I think it say
after. What does that say?
It look like it say free inhabitants.
Right, free inhabitants.
If I can read.
So this is an 1850 census. When you go to the actual ancestry, they're saying that Lucy Cooper is born in Africa. In her 1850 census, It has her residing in Nantucket. And then I do have it highlighted here where you can see it close up. It has Arthur Cooper saying that he's from DC. Lucy Cooper, it has her from Africa. And then it has a Sarah Mitchell also in the house from Pennsylvania. So what is this Africa and where does it come from? Well, let's go ahead and continue.
Wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on for a second. I'm trying to figure something out.
Yeah, because they got a lot going on in their house.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if when they cook, do everybody eat the same thing? Do everybody, what is going on? What's the culture like in there?
Hey,
get the likes.
Well, according to the 1850 census, a lot was going on in the house. But let me go ahead and make it clear because it looks like someone was trying to mislead us all of a sudden. Because here we have
let's get to 30,000
marriages where I was able to find her and her maiden name. So her maiden name is actually Lucinda Gordon.
Miss Gordon.
She married Arthur Cooper October 9th in 1827. We have it just listed here so you can see all the marriages clear. And next to it, you got the primary where it shows that they have the registry of them all getting married.
Jesus Christ.
Lord,
Dosey, you must know I was talking about the Gordons tonight too. Oh, we got them coming. We're going to be Gordon. We're on y'all land tonight. Turn up.
Well, the interesting part is this. If she's on the census in 1850 and she came from Africa, she was born in the 1700s, why would a slave be on a free inhabitants list and be from Africa?
Yeah, kind of weird. Kind of ain't mad.
Man. Okay.
And then we find you in what records we found in?
So we see her here in archives. We see her whole family tree. And now, all of a sudden, she was born in 1802 in Nantucket, Massachusetts.
Ain't Nantucket Indian? Them Indians up there, huh?
Yes, and we find that she forgot that she was from Africa by 1870 census because it has her there, Lucy Cooper, domestic servant from Massachusetts.
Oh, let me find out. Let me find out somebody lying around this motherfucker.
But she forgot she was from Africa, y'all.
It happens. It happens sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
So yes, we have her spouse here, her children, Robert Cooper, and her parents, William Gordon, which he was also born in Nantucket, and her mother, Sarah Sally Rogers, also born in Nantucket, Massachusetts.
Get them likes up. Primaries.
So here we have her, and they like to say that she is in the historic colored cemetery of Nantucket, Massachusetts, but we also see the Mincomet Indian burial ground. So I wanted to go into that real quick of like, where did this historic colored cemetery come from?
This how
you said the what burial ground?
The Mincomet Indian burial ground.
The Indian burial.
We got him in
But she was born in Africa?
Born in Africa. Buried in the Indian.
The Indian burial ground.
Ain't that something?
But was born in Africa.
Oh, we gonna get you. This is big.
Those you remind me of them people that, sometimes when the man get beat up a little bit, you just can't stop. You just gotta keep going and just keep picking at it. But you know what? I like this. Yeah, go ahead and do your thing, man.
Yeah, I gotta make sure it's all did from after here. So here we have this historic colored cemetery that they say that she was buried in. They say that this came about on the late 1700s. Because we have some Nantucketers, as they call it in 1810, coming together and trying to figure out where they're going to bury the Quakers and where they're going to bury these new colored people that they have. So by 1805, they named it and said this would be the burial ground that belongs to Black people or people of color. But hold on, we have the Indian burial ground that has always been there. They say that they can even tell by the headstones that these were burials that are happening way before the 1700s, but there are some that don't have any headstones, so they've been able to actually write over them and say that we don't even know where this Indian burial ground would be. They say it's somewhere on Surfside, but here you can see this is 12 minutes away. Once the Quakers on top, here's the historic colored cemetery, and they're saying, oh, well, anywhere on Surfside, that's where the Indian burial ground could be. We see them trying.
Hold on. They said, oh, y'all petty, because they said that Surfside and that the burial ground, and now the headstones, they was able to write over and say they don't know where it's at. Somebody said, oh, y'all petty. Why they went in why they GPS'd it? Yeah. Why we GPS? How long will it take to get from here, point A to point B? And we find out it's 12-minute distance, and you can see the source right there in the right-hand corner. Somebody said, "Oh, y'all petty." Oh, not yeah. This is real scholarship, nigga. We'll investigate, and we gonna find out what happened. So they don't know where it is, so we GPS'd it. And goddamn, nigga, we it's 12 minutes down the street. 4 minutes without traffic. Do you hear me?
To write over history here with this burial ground, even though we know that they have been there much longer than these Quakers.
Mississippi in the building.
Let's go ahead and by the way, all her family, when it comes to Lucinda Gordon, is in this particular burial ground, including her husband, Arthur Cooper. So, okay, let's get into James Ross. We'll kind of speed it up a little bit because you'll see in these records, again, free inhabitants. This is Nantucket as well. It says he was born around 1781. And here we have him born in Africa. But somehow he's in the records of Nantucket births under the Ross family, James Ross. And they're saying he was born in Nantucket, Massachusetts. Okay, so
that's two. So that's two, right? Hold on. I want to keep counting. Is that two?
That's two of them.
And these are names they name, right? These are names they said out loud, right?
Yeah, these are just named primary, but we're gonna get into someone that was said out loud that he spent so much time on saying, we really need to look into this individual. But I want to set the scene, peace to Sweet Feather for this information.
Sweet Feather.
For the mariners that were in this area. So we're seeing in Nantucket, there's a whole lot of mariners. Captain John Gardner, a mariner. We have William Gayer, mariner. All these are landowners and people that have land in the Nantucket area. And this is another primary that gives it all down as far as all the lands and landowner at the time. So let's talk about how they did mariners on the census. So they said in comparison, when they were setting up the 1850 census, there was a lot of errors that they were having, that there was no uniform rule of how they were going to actually enumerate these mariners.
Oh, yeah.
So how they actually focused to go on in the future was they said, okay, if we don't have a mariner that's in a household, sometimes we can actually put them under the boat or vessel that's owned, licensed, or registered, and put them as their place of birth to be.
Listen,
to the boat.
This is very
also
important.
They would say, as far as treating that boat as a resident, so you would see a bunch of different names all in one household, because most likely they were working as a sailor or a mariner on a vessel. So here we have Samuel Barney that they felt like was the gun-ho. Oh, we have him here. Samuel Barney, he's born in Africa around 1770. He has a residence in Salem, Massachusetts. He had real estate to 500. I don't know how they said he went from slave to real estate, but they always kind of make up that portion, how a rich person can go from slave.
From rags to riches.
Right, rags to riches. Story.
American dream, baby. America.
Only in America can you once be a slave and then you have real estate for $500. But let's go ahead.
Hey, family,
another primary.
family, we about to get surgical. It's about to get real nasty for
Yeah,
Samuel Barney, because
up.
this person was specifically called out on another show, but we just had to show how you have to dig a little deeper. You can't mess with genealogists. You got to let them folks be, man, because if you ain't used to digging deep and spending nights and questioning family members, because that might not be the right one. So let that sit for a minute and let me come back and revisit it. You know the BCU way, the stuff y'all used to doing, where you got to sit on your records and double check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times before you connect the family member way down the line. This is what we talking about right here. So what I'm about to do damn Dulcie presentation for. My bad, Dulcie. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Talk your stuff. Because he sent me
they need this ass whooping.
Right. He sent me so many ship records. I couldn't even include them in the slides. Like I have so many. I probably have 10 other right now. So
y'all know
when he's 80, he was from Africa, but here he's 21, 22, 23, 27. And he's from Portsmouth, New Hampshire. All his place of birth is not in Africa.
He
traveled to Africa. He traveled to South America. He traveled all the coast.
Okay.
The New England coast. But somehow he didn't remember that he was from Africa, y'all.
Wow. Hold on. God damn, nigga smoked too much weed.
And this,
yeah, he was high.
And family, this is what it looked like when you got a team full of researchers at 3 a.m, piecing this together.
Talk to them.
Just for y'all to showcase that we gonna hold it down and we gonna represent for y'all. These are primaries.
I know I went to sleep at 4:30 in the morning. You hear me? Yeah. You gonna get this work.
Do your thing, though. So cut them up.
Yeah, so all primaries, this man is all out of Portsmouth. And he is, you can see, like he was racking it up.
Get the 50,000 likes.
And we can see later on, we think he even became an owner, because we go here and they'll say, oh, well, how do we know he's the same person? Time out. Hey, look at TikTok. This in the vault. You know what I'm saying? This ain't, if you didn't catch it when it was live, we put it up in the vault. So, you know what I'm saying? We're really showing love over here to the TikTok fam. We would ask y'all to, you know what I'm saying? Hit the like, help us get the likes up. You know, we new to it. We ain't trying to come take nobody shine or no type of shit like that. We here to rip for all of the Indians, goddamn, and try to find a way how we can come together and make 2025 the livest year. I'm talking about all of these other things are non-existent. You feel me? And we're gonna have to do it together, bro, because it's an ancestor calling. At the end of the day, this shit here is rooted in genealogy. You know what I'm saying? So if you there and the people you rocking with there, then y'all ancestors are there. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta put a lot of the BS to the side and understand the bigger picture, what's really going on, what the ancestors want for us right now. So if you got tapped on the shoulder, homie, you know what I mean? And, you know, you got a part to play, you feel me? And so, yeah, man, share the video out, get it out to the people. This been in the vault. This, you know, niggas don't get to see this, but we ain't, man, we just getting warmed up as we just said. You feel me? We finna break down what the census records was about, why were they started, what is the understanding, what is the meaning. We finna take you through slave voyages. We finna really paint this picture on what actually took place and bring real context. And I don't give a damn who anybody can't nobody go get nobody who can come sit down and have any of these conversations concerning people in America being affiliated with any type of African or slaves, any topic. We fading everything. BCU research team, let's walk. Person, because we were even able to find his will and testament, his last will and testament, where he has his initial as far as F here, where we see his middle name. Samuel Barney. He appointed everything to his wife to be the sole executor of his will. So yeah, you know, he had to make sure that money stayed in the family. And we have Leah Barney right here, where we see that they were married in Salem. So all we're seeing as far as Africa part of the story is when he traveled to Africa when he's a mariner. Hey, but for some reason he didn't want to go home or anything. He lived and died in America. He lived and died up in Salem where he was from.
Well, hold on, Chief. Did you ever teach in any of your lectures that Africans had wills or anything to leave in a will? Did you ever teach anything like that? Because this is my first time.
Man, how broke ass nigga gonna leave something in a will? Yeah, ragged ass African slave leave something in the will. His whole story is somebody helping him. Oh, we ran to the Indians and got help. We ran away and got hit. Man, what the hell you got to leave in the wheel, nigga? A chicken all this goddamn money. You stuffed with money. Too much money. Too much land. We finna get on y'all ass. And this stay primary. Sorry, sons of turn up, Dozy.
So then since we're talking about it, we wanted to go in a little bit on the area and everything, because why would they go out and get an African to teach about an area that they're not from? They don't have any kind of resources of knowing, how everything works. They don't know how to actually even migrate up the streams, how to fish or anything, but they're going to go all the way to Africa, get them to teach them, but they don't know themselves. So who's going to teach them? Well, apparently what they did was they got the Indians in the area to teach them, because we're looking at the Pennacook. There would be the dozens of tribes in the New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine area. There was a whole bunch of families as far as the Squamsquat, and they would be known as far as to garden corn, pumpkin, fowl pigeon, and fish. It says, of course, because of course that region was a highly fished region. We have the Pennacook families, as far as they call them amicable people, pious people, and monotheists. So it says for 400 years ago, the area today known as Exeter, New Hampshire, was a dense forest of white pine and red oak spotted marshes. We can see as far as the Squasquat River, which is named the falls of place of salmon. And this was the perfect home for Andromus fish. So those are going to be the fish that fish upstream, guys, and only come in certain areas or certain times of years. So how would someone that's a foreigner know what time of years to even fish, or know anything about
it? Yeah, he just got it all figured out. What the old folk you say? You must been here before. Yeah, he must be reincarnated.
Here, what you'll see on the primary as a side,
man,
you
come
can
get
see here as far as it's really small on top. It has the Indian, and they're talking about in the area. So this is where they were actually coming in. These Europeans were coming in and trying to actually buy these regions from the Indians. And we can see as far as them trying to go into the coast and have different documents so they could be like, we want to share this area with you guys. So we're going to go into the Nantucket Whalers. They would be as far as Indians in the area that were known as far as in New England, that they were professional whalers, getting all the resources. They would know how to actually get the ships, how to navigate the seas, and where you would even find the whalers to go. So again, how are they going to get Africans or slaves and teaching them this without including the Indians that were already doing it? Well, it looks like they weren't, because we have another source here that says there were actually Indian mariners in this area. So it says the native and indigenous are used now in place for Indian. Indian has become a legal and political significance of the tribes, and it was codified in the Constitution in the Federal Indian Law and Bureau of Indian Affairs. Historically, Indian people were excluded from the federal census 1790 to 1860, or relabeled using race categories of mulatto or colored. So here they like to say that, if it's mulatto or colored, they're saying it's African. How come this source is saying that they're reclassifying Indians as colored? Further, when we get into it, it's saying that there was over 224 individuals specifically identified as Indian. Now, these are mariners in the area, specifically identified as Indian in customs report from 1796 to 1860, but only 28 of them appear in tribal lists.
Okay.
This means 88% of New England seafaring Indians never appear in tribal documents, but nonetheless were born in and resided in towns surrounding these Indian lands. Between 1810 and 1818, Henry Fagans of Brazil was labeled on various crew lists as Negro, colored, mulatto, dark. Similarly, in the period, David Rogers of New England was listed as Indian, colored, dark, mulatto, and yellow. The maritime work was not only more lucrative than other labor options for Indians, but it was also a good way to avoid certain types of servitude. So we can see, as far as them being in the area, always lived in the area, they're proficient in being mariners or sailors or having the vessels. So they were able to actually go and keep these jobs instead of being in other parts of servitude. It says in customs, men of Indian descent were often placed in categories associated with African ancestry, such as Black and Negro, and in categories typically associated with European ancestry, such as Fair and Light. So they're already saying how they reclassified the Indians here to have African ancestry.
Dulcie, you got to stop this, man. I mean, you keep stomping them in the ground. I'm trying to pull you back. You like, nah, get off me, Sword Chief. Get off me. You got to stop this, man. Please.
I know. It's like, what are you going to even end up talking about?
Oh, but my goodness.
I promise.
Hey, y'all get the likes up. Hold on. Y'all get them likes up. How we don't have more? How the likes not matching the views, bro? We don't do free lectures. This is the top of creme de la creme. Hit the like button, support the show. Another way that we prove, when they sought out expedition, who did they come to? They came to Paul Cuffey. Mm-hmm. Paul Cuffey was a shipbuilder. Paul Cuffey taught shipbuilding at Mary Vineyard. He taught the Indians there shipbuilding. That's why he was sought out by the Sierra Leone Company, the African Institution, the American Colonization Society, because of his success and his skill, and he can gather together the people, and he knew how to he was a master welder. They was taking them over. Yeah, that's why they came to these Indians that was up in the north and got the game from them. Right here,
you would understand like the currents and understand how everything works. You can't just go on the sea and just understand how to make everything work with the currents and how the time of year to actually be a whaler or to even fish. So how would it be that someone actually taught a foreigner taught other people how to do it? The European foreigner taught Africans how to do it without the Indians. It would take them years to even have the knowledge to even teach or go get the Africans. I just want to read this again, what it said. Though customs records alone don't fully reveal the way people of color identify themselves, many Indian mariners declared their tribal affiliation in other sources, like tribal petitions, census records, and legal proceedings. In the custom records, men of Indian descent were often placed in categories associated with African ancestry, such as Black or Negro. So why are they identifying themselves as Indian, but in custom records, they're being placed as having African ancestry?
Check.
So we're going to go into this a little more once Sword takes over. Good. But here we have the Senegal record, but from Sam Bayless. It's saying their birthplace is Senegal, but underneath it has Tennessee 3 times. Check. What does that mean?
Shh, don't tell
Wait a minute. You say what now?
Don't tell him too much.
I'm not going to tell him too much.
So you say the boy from Senegal. And when we pull the records up, the nigga out of Tennessee, hillbilly out of Tennessee. What the hell is going on?
And Sword is going to go through and show you guys itself of going through ancestry the same way these people are like, oh, these prime genealogists, and they don't even know how to use Ancestry. Let's show them that we know how to use Ancestry.com.
But Chief, you got to be fair, though. If you saw the word Tennessee on a record, you would probably mistake that for Senegal, right?
Because it do favor in the word and the syllables in it. And
the T kind of looks like an S.
Make that mistake 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. What George Bush say? Fool me once, fool me twice, or something. Shame on me, some shit like that. I don't know. Hey,
Africa kind of looks like Georgia too, or this might be why Silas Watley.
Because the G silent. I heard the G was silent.
Right. Yeah, it has the G silent. It has that the origin sound, maybe or F. But anyway, so Silas Watley here, it has him in the same 1850 census being born in Africa, but it says if we actually go pay for this site in the American Genealogical Biographical Index, it has his birthplace as Georgia between 1780 and 1789. So how come here it's saying Africa in 1850, but here we have him always being from Georgia and under the American genealogical families?
Shame. Cause you gotta understand the G silent and they couldn't spell back. TikTok. Shout out to YouTube. Hey, YouTube, let's get the likes up, family. Come on, come on now. Let's get the likes up. Run the likes up. And support the show as well. You feel me? And shout out to those that did support. I'm gonna shout out the cash apps when I'm done. I got TikTok. I'm working out 2 pots. What my other phone? Well, I'm working out of 3 pots right now. But TikTok, let's get to 50,000 on the likes, family. Appreciate y'all. But check these DD blues. So y'all see they running around with these census, and they talking about the boy born in Africa. When we go to the records, because we're gonna find it. We're gonna BCU research it. We're gonna find it. We got that work. And we find out the boy really from Georgia. So what's going on back then? So Georgia, yeah, he sounded it out, and the census taker wrote it down the best he could.
Yeah, the G silent, and you got to carry the 1.
Right. He was a slave. They put him on the free inhabitant census. They were always messing.
Free as a bird, huh? So free as a bird. Free inhabited right here. Schedule number 1. Free inhabited. Here go your boy right here. Whew, it was just so bad being the slave, and they said they beat you, didn't feed you, tied you to a tree. Ooh, I feel so sorry for him. Keep working these niggas.
But
y'all gotta remember,
at least they were able to come out of slavery and then
we're gonna get to that.
Everything.
Yeah,
I
got something real good trust and shit like
that. Made their wives executors of all the property they had. So here we got,
and they did it, and they couldn't read.
Exactly.
All this here without a first grade education. Very impressive, I must say
so myself. So here's a primary here on the 1850 instructions. And here they have the instructions of how we would do the place of birth. It says place of birth, naming the state, territory, or country that someone provides in. So under heading 9, place of birth, the marshal should ask the place of birth of each person in the family. If born in the state or territory where they reside, insert the name or initials of the state or territory, or the name of government or country if without United States. So I don't see where they say continent at all.
Hold on. Time out. I think I need to read this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got my reading glasses and they just came in today. I think it was perfect. I think this is okay. We're gonna start from the top. Family, I want y'all to listen. I want y'all to listen closely. Talk to him, Chief. Because first we have to go into the methodology in which the census takers was taken. What was their mind frame? What were they basing their census on? How did they on how did they conduct the census? Well, in order to do it at number 9, under heading 9, they went by the place of birth. The marshal should do what? He should ask the place of birth of each person in the family. Okay, knock knock. I'm the marshal. I'm going to ask the place of birth of everybody in the family. If you were born in the state or the territory where you reside. So say if you were in Georgia, Alabama, Kentucky, Ohio, then this is what you would put down. They would also insert the name or initials of the state or territory. Check. Or the name of the government or the country. If without United States. So we're here because people saw a word called Africa. Listen, last time I checked, Africa was a continent. If we're gonna go by the methodology that the census takers was taking, they did not go by continents.
Lord have mercy.
Only if you were in America. Check, and I mean here, right? Because you were born in the state or the territory where you reside, insert the name or the initials of the state or the territory or the name of the government or country. You have to remember you had Indian governments and different indigenous governments here at the time as well. So you would have to state these things. No one went by continents, family. Nowhere on the census under their methodology did they use the methodology of identifying people by continent. Lord have mercy. So what? Somebody fucked up. Talk to him. And Dosey about to tell on you. Let's walk.
Yeah, so you can see the examples, just like Big Chief was saying. They're born in England, Ireland, Scotland, France. They would actually put the countries you were from. And Sword is going to get into this later.
Now listen, Africa is a continent. Africa is not a country. The methodology in which the census was created around, what are they basing it off of? They're basing it by a person, place of birth, the family, the state, and the territory where they reside. So when these people are saying that they're showing Africa on census records, then they're not speaking about the census did not conduct census on continents. So if you're seeing the word Africa, it means that it is not coming from the continent that they call Africa today, because that didn't even get its name until the late 1800s, coming into the 20th century after the scramble of Africa. Another thing, because in the 20th century, Marcus Garvey and them, they were calling Africa Ethiopia, right through the Ethiopian movement. So it's very important, y'all, that we understand what's taking place, because everybody's looking for a census. Oh, look, here go the word Africa. Well, we're not done. We're getting warmed up. We're finna even break down this Africa. We finna break it down to the smallest decimal. But we had to stop the play, blow the whistle, and make sure everybody understands that the methodology of the census never was to take census on continents. So if you see the word Africa, they're not talking about the African continent. Obviously, what's taking place is there were other places that had to be in the state or territory in the United States that bore the name Africa. Very, very important. We finna walk it down for more clarity.
But it says the names of several states may be abbreviated. So we're going to see some abbreviations when it comes to these states being changed to something else all together.
Dulcie, hold on. Before you move forward, I just want to ask this question. Are these two documents at the top directly from the 1850 census itself?
Yeah, these are directly from the 1850s census instructions to the marshals. So this is exactly what the marshals would have got as far as the instructions when they were going and getting these people to get their information on the census.
Okay. Because I ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I would assume you asked that question because people presented the 1850 census, right, as their source, right? Okay, so we don't want to cheat. No, we don't want to cheat. A ball, a strike. If you scored it, we got to put your points on the scoreboard. So we have to go back to that same time frame. Right. And so we have to go back to the same census. And we're going to go through the methodology because maybe in 1830 or 40 or 20 or 10, it was different. Maybe 1790, their mind frame was a little different. So we want to be up to date, make sure we up to date on what's going on. They're going to present an 1850 source, where we're going to go to the 1850 methodology, and in that 1850 methodology, it does not match. It does not have a status for a continent. No one's naming continents.
But don't forget, y'all, what they may say that Africa is not a continent at the time. Maybe they're going to say that Africa is a territory or a country. Maybe we should go into that.
Yeah, and maybe they have to bring a source that says that.
Africa. So let's go into it. Let's go into what these places in Africa are actually saying. So we have here is their current names and then the former names of the historical African countries. And this would be from the 1700s to the 1850s. So we have here all these names, whether it be Hazaland, we have Dahomey here on the side, we have French Sudan, we have the Gold Coast, the Grain Coast, Songhai, Southwest Africa, but no Africa by itself, Spanish West Africa.
So you ain't got, so you say you ain't got nothing on the menu. I see a lot of names. You ain't got nothing for me on there.
Nothing
Africa. Plain. I don't want no lettuce, tomato, no mayo. I want it plain. You ain't got nothing, no plain Africa on there.
Nope. And we don't see any of these names. I don't know why they wouldn't know they were born in these places, but you would think at least we saw the Gold Coast. You know, they were like, oh, I'm from the Gold Coast. I used to be a slave. No, they were like, I'm from Africa, the continent. Okay. So here we have, as far as primary, a geographical description of the world. So
hold on, shout out to TikTok. We almost at that 50K. They running it up. Appreciate y'all support. I hope y'all enjoying the lecture.
So we don't have to go.
We just getting started. We doing a lecture relay. So right now the sister going, because we want to show that we have brilliant sisters and we are matrilineal people. So, you know, the sister's dropping her boys. She gonna pass the baton to another one of our scholars. He gonna turn up with some information you ain't never heard before. And then, you know, I'm running the last leg. And goddamn it, we finna break a record. We finna set a record.
Go through the whole world. We're just gonna look.
I got 100 shots in my clip. I got 100 slides in my lecture. Let's walk.
Look here as far as Africa, what they said as far as divided into those kingdoms. So we have the kingdoms of Barbary, we have a kingdom of Egypt, Zara, Guinea,
share the video,
Nubia, Zanzibar, Congo, Madagascar, Cape Verde, the Canary Islands, Algiers, Tunis, Tripoli. But these people never remembered that they were from these areas. All they could remember is that they were from and born in Africa. Very, very, very interesting. Anything else you wanted to add, Sora, before you take it away from here?
Yeah. I wanted you to go back to that census form because I want to make sure, you know, like Chief said, I ain't the smartest listen, I graduated with a 2.3 GPA and I'm proud of that. But, you know, a lot of times when I'm told to do something, I also need an example of it so that way I can make sure I'm doing it right. Now, if I'm understanding this correct, on the left side is what they told us to do. And on the right side, is that an example of how a marshal would actually fill out the census record?
Yes, absolutely. So they would give the examples of if they were born in the state, how the abbreviations would go. And if they were born in another country, how it would look.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. So, okay. So they was following directions and they did it the right way. Okay. All right. I got you.
Thanks. We have a lot of Ireland that came up too. There was some people that was born in Ireland. They tried to make it. They had tried to make it see their children somehow was in Africa.
Feeling real Irish, right?
Feeling real Irish.
Leprechaun.
So yeah, so we're gonna look into a little bit. Maybe you could find some of these places that they're saying they're from different African
maybe
regions.
Not.
But yeah, so we have this. We didn't see anything of them pulling up. He was like, oh, we can just go in and we can put in Africa. But why would we do that? Why wouldn't we put in the land of the Negroes? That's what the kingdom was called at the time. Why wouldn't we put Guinea in? Why wouldn't we put Congo? Somehow they reached into the future and they were like, oh, we're just going to make this continent be a country real quick. And look how it says Africa or Libya. Why didn't they have any Libya? We'll see as far as what happened.
Oh, we finna work because she finna pass the baton, the sword. And then y'all know when I get it, I have 100 slides. Just to remind you, y'all, listen, it's she still gotta pass she's still kicking ass. She's still gonna pass the baton, and I got 100 in the clip. And I'm finna spray this bitch.
Yeah, I'm ready. Pass it on. Take it away, Sword.
All right.
Show what you were finding from the actual site.
Okay. Hey, Chief, I can't share my screen. How do I can you give me some permissions, or if not, I can ask one of y'all, or maybe I can ask those broadcasting. So if you need a little bit more time, because I want to make sure.
All right, now look, family, I'm gonna show y'all how we work out here, right? Shout out to BC Research Team. So we're even gonna ask the audience to follow along with us. So you can also do this at home. Check.
Yep, 1850.
Hey, if y'all have a second device, y'all punch this in, follow along with us. We don't want you to come over here and we ain't cooking tonight. We won't teach you how to cook. We might want to come over there and eat. You hear me? So if y'all got a second device or something, I want y'all to follow along. We got 300 in the building. Jump on the like button, y'all. Sword ain't even got Sword about to turn up, and then I got 100 in the clip. And watch it. Hold on, watch what he about to do though. He laughing. He about to keep know it. Man, hit my like button, man. Support the show. Cash App is up there. Shout out to Donald Grant. He said, bust up these rackets, Big Chief, Miss Lady be killing it. The truth must be taught and told. Turn up. Hey, YouTube. Hey, y'all, let's run the numbers up. Y'all already know what time it is. Run the numbers up. We got a nice size crowd in there. Let's get the numbers back up. Y'all share the video over there too. TikTok, where we at? We almost at 50. Let's get to 60, goddamn. Let's get to 60 because it's about to heat up. And look, we ain't trying to play God. We ain't trying to be master teachers. You feel me? We want y'all to know how to do this. The more of us that know how to do this, then the better off it'll be, because we got people in our family and people coming up after us that we need to teach, people in our everyday lives, you feel me, off the internet that we need to teach. So we want y'all to learn how to fish, you feel me? Yeah, you ain't got to come shop with us to get the fish. So again, if y'all have a second device or something, y'all can follow along, push this in and follow along with us. Let's rock.
Awesome. All right, so everybody, when y'all type this in, 1850 ancestry census, then that should be the first one at the top of your screen where it says 1850 United States Federal Census. So I want everybody to click on that one. I got my screen up on one page and I got my phone broadcasting. So if you need a little bit more time, because I want to make sure everybody just go through this first part, just the first part, and then we're going to fly through the rest of it, because I'm excited to see Chief presentation as well. But I need to make sure everybody do this so that way they can understand and they can be equipped out there in the field if a Pan-African try to pull up on you one time.
Because y'all need to pay attention, because what he gonna do is when he passes the baton, it's really gonna be like an alley hoop. So I need y'all to follow along, because where he stop at, I'm gonna start it. Y'all awesome. Got us? Y'all ready to rock? Come on, let's rock out.
All right, let's rock
the
out.
Indian way.
Now, let's rewind back 2 weeks, okay? As Dulcie mentioned, there was a conversation about Africans being on the census before 1870. What we finna do is we finna test it out and see. Now, Dulcie did a good job of killing it already. So we already got 2 bodies on the front lawn that we got to clean up. But I'm finna just dig it even deeper, okay?
Appreciate the likes, TikTok. We're at 50. Appreciate the likes.
I'm gonna illustrate something that this brother failed to do in his presentation. He pulled up Africa. I'm gonna pull up Africa too, but I'm individually gonna go through countries that were supposedly slaves being taken from on the west coast of Africa. We're not just gonna look only at Africa. We're gonna look at the countries and their name today, and we're gonna look at each one and see what that's looking like on the census record. And then we're gonna look at Africa, and then I'm gonna throw it over to the Big Chief.
You know when you gotta go. What's up with it? Vote, turn up one time. Appreciate that love. Good show, man. Y'all go follow my sister over there, Vu. God damn it, she gonna be one of the biggest names in this American Indian game. Get a little time. She gonna be dropping dimes in 2025. We putting together an event, man. We want a lot of the family to come through, come rock with us. You know what I'm saying? We trying to bring a lot of Indians out, bringing this new paradigm. And it's a few people I can think of, but one who I really, really want right there on my side, goddamn Vu, man. And she straight out of New Orleans, so y'all already know what time it is. You know, it's family first, fucking with them. Go clean your room up, and you say that love though, sweetheart. Throw everything in the closet or throw it under the bed. And she come out there and raise that bed up and over that closet. You gotta do. Yeah, that's what these niggas done done. Nigga, we on some Eminem shit tonight. We cleaning out the closet, nigga. Turn up.
Yeah. So before we dig into Africa, which is what he wanted us to do, first up on the ballot, Senegal. So if everybody could please go to the area where it says birth,
TikTok,
and in the location, I want you to type in Senegal. Now, don't press enter. I just want you to look at the screen.
Take a real good look.
Now, think about this for a second, because now this part right here is going to overshadow to the Africa part. And I don't want y'all to jump ahead, because I know some of y'all cheated in class all the time, so you're going to jump ahead. But if you type in the word Senegal, look what pops up on the screen.
Pay attention.
How could you say, if you see Senegal on the census record, how could you automatically say that this person is from the continent of Africa when you got Senegal and Peru?
Yeah, you got options.
Got options. So, but what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go with what they would want us to do. Let's go ahead and hit enter on Senegal.
Again, if you have a second device, y'all typing this in. I hope y'all following along on y'all's.
I hope y'all doing this, family.
Don't be no lazy scholars. Not at all. Indians, we ain't lazy.
You ready for me to search?
Yes, ma'am.
Indians, we ain't lazy, God damn it. Hope y'all following along.
All right.
Get them likes up.
Now, when we look at these census records, there's two things that I came across for each one of these locations. There was two errors that took place from their logic. Number one, there was multiple locations, in which I just saw that. And number two, there were data entry errors for these records. And the way you identify these data entry records data entry errors is if you see under the column where it says birthplace, and if you look next to Senegal, you're going to see that text message image. That right there is an indicator that there was an error on this record, and more than likely, one of the family members came in and updated that record so it can reflect the right way. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the one that was corrected. So, okay. Let's go back to Senegal. And then we're going to go look at the record.
Research team, man. Best of Diddy got away with it.
Some of y'all probably see it already. Okay, so we're going to click view record on Philip. Yeah. Now, first off, y'all see this race? Y'all see his race? That's a white boy coming from Senegal. But we ain't going to deal with that. We're going to let him slide on that. Look at Dulcie being petty. All right, but look, y'all see the birthplace, Tennessee. Now, Dulcie, if you can, go ahead and please click on Tennessee.
This is how you research.
This is called version control. Most of the Pan-Africans probably ain't familiar with this. Version controls are basically anytime a record is updated, it has to be logged and kept from a record keeping perspective. But you can actually
appreciate the shares,
that
TikTok.
This is a family member of this person, and they basically called in or wrote in to update this record so that way the record can reflect correctly.
Let's get
now remember, anytime you see that text message symbol, you can actually notify that record has been updated. Now, again, we got to do the research ourselves. So we know that this has been updated to Tennessee from a data entry perspective. Now, that's the screen that you're looking at now. But let's actually click on the record and let's see what the record writer actually read.
Lord have mercy. What the boy said when he's over here, they going through all of that. They are researching. Yeah, man, it's the real deal. This is creme de la creme. This is how we are setting the bar for how information. No more recycled information, crushing cans, scrapyard information over and over again, year after year. We're setting the bar 2024 on how this shit's supposed to go. They get into these primaries.
All right. So that says Senegal. Let's see if we
Big
can.
Indian.
Is that the right person? Is that who is that? Is that Philip?
Hey, you two, get on the
okay.
Boy,
let's look at the record.
What's up, family? Run the lights up. Get some flames in this hole, y'all niggas.
Tennessee.
Let's rock.
All right, now let's go to another record.
You two, get some.
Let's see if we can look at another one. Let's back out of that one. And you'll notice a couple of things as well, family, is that, of course, the marshal is actually writing. So you'll see when we get to other countries how these errors actually showcase as well. All right, let's go to, let's back out of that one. Philip, a white guy coming from Senegal.
We finna get this work. Appreciate the like, Brave Cloud.
Or the list, but is it going to allow you to go back, Dulcie?
Big Bug. Hey, while we doing that, while we going back, y'all make sure y'all get that like button. Make sure y'all jump on that goddamn Cash App. Make sure y'all share this out. People need to see this. Tasha, appreciate that. People need to see what real information look like. And I got 100 slides, and I'm up next. So I'm just saying, man, I got my walk pump jogging in place just to keep my body temperature up, man. I'm ready to rock. Y'all finna get this work, man.
Uh-oh.
Y'all finna get this work.
Did it freeze on your
appreciate the light.
Yeah, I got it to come back. Hold on.
All right.
Yeah, I was like going, okay.
Get some flames in the building. Get some flames in the building. We are going through the records. Okay. We're breaking down the methodology. We're going into the mind of the people who actually put this together. This is how this shit is done.
All right, we still look. Now check this out, y'all. Y'all see how many records it is? It's 862 records.
Okay.
Now, if you look at the birthplace, look at how many updates have been made to Senegal. This is why you can't just rely on technology. Ancestry.com is a tool that genealogists use because you don't need the technology. You can go pen and paper to make sure that the information is accurate. But when you get used to using these lazy things that develop bad habits, now you're relying on the technology when the technology got you out here looking stupid right now.
Talk to him.
Now let's go. Now let me tell you, this was exciting to me,
Pastor,
because what we're seeing is people are doing their family trees. They're out here calling in. They're making updates to their records. They're saying, hey, my family is not from Africa. Dulcie, if you can, go to page 2. Let's see how many updates was made. Look at Senegal. Look at this.
Look at this work, man.
The whole page.
That's work, man.
Go to the next page, Dulcie, please. Male and female.
You know,
both before and after 1800.
You see how we turning up? We leaving no stone unturned. This shit take hours and hours of dedication. But that's why we always say you got to have a purpose. Nigga, we ain't here to be the greatest scholars in the world and none of that. The purpose is, nigga, this is ancestral. You know what I'm saying? We're here in representation of our ancestors, homie. And if they were great, then we gonna be greater. You feel me? We standing on the backs of them. And we in America, we at home. We got home field advantage. Ain't nobody can't, we supposed to be running everything out the gym. And that's what we do. No mercy. We scalping everything. And yeah, we gonna turn over every rock that can be turned over, because our people, goddamn me, need to know what actually happened and have a real, not this drive-through scholarship I be hearing. A lot of this drive-through scholarship, fast food scholarship, microwave information. You feel me? Nah, nigga, we did this how nigga real Indian shit. You gotta love this shit. This is real work. We got document. We can go. Do you know how long this shit took to put together? Do you know how much research you got to go through?
Go to the next page, Dawson. Now we just gonna click on a random one. Just click a random one, Dosey, and let's see what it looked like. Oh, Tennessee.
I thought you said it was Senegal, right? Or did I miss it?
I should.
Because on the paper it say Senegal. Can you bring that? Can you make it? Can you bring it up?
Y'all see that?
TikTok, y'all see birthplace on the screen, right? Can we get some feedback? I think we got like 64 people in the building. Can we get some feedback in the chat? TikTok. Do y'all see what it says? Birthplace? Can y'all tell us what birthplace say right there? Are we starting to see what's going on? In the real Indian, are we starting to see what's going on? Okay, goddamn, I ain't never heard of Senegal, Tennessee. With one of y'all out Senegal, Tennessee. So is the boy from Senegal, or do Senegal mean Africa, or did they get our names because the migrations went over there? Tennessee had a colonization society. Mississippi had a colonization society. Robert Finley had the New York colonization society. You had the Maryland colonization society that left here and went over to Africa in the 1800s. Let's walk. Can you zoom in on that? While I'm sitting there, I damn sure do say Senegal. Ain't that about a bitch?
Now let's click on the record. Let's see what the record say.
Damn. So y'all got more after that? Damn. Tennessee. I ain't know Senegal in Tennessee. They said they got more. Let me sit back and watch.
Zoom in. Remember, family, they was either gonna put the whole word or the initials. Tennessee. All right. Now let's back out of Senegal. We through with Senegal. What we finna do now is we finna jump right into the heart of the transatlantic slave trade.
Oh,
right into the heart.
Trouble.
We got Nigeria up first, and we got Ghana second. Now,
why here transatlantic slave trade? Boy, I get to rub my hand. Boy, I ain't gonna lie. Boy, I start sweating. I break a sweat. Boy, I'm ready to work. Man, y'all go get my book. I'm Not Black, I'm Indian. You want to know about some transatlantic slave trade? Watch how we walk through this shit.
Let's put some frame into this, family. Y'all remember,
talk to them.
The majority, by and large, of all Africans came from Nigeria and Ghana. All right, so there's only one Nigeria, if that, at that moment in time. Let's go ahead and dive into Nigeria.
Oh, because I didn't find Senegal and Tennessee. Where's Nigeria? Don't make me fall out on the floor.
Now think about this, family. This is 1850.
Check.
You mean to tell me
my eye to see
they only got 20 records?
A 20 piece. A 20 piece. 1 out of 20. I see that at the top. 20. But if you go a little closer, am I tripping? Do that say Norfolk, Virginia?
That what it looked like? That's what they looked at?
Baltimore, Maryland, Baltimore. Nah, them niggas out of Baltimore.
20 records.
Kentucky. Damn, the mountains in Kentucky. Jefferson, Kentucky. Sumter, Georgia. Baltimore, Maryland. This nigga here, man. Nigerian. Birthplace Nigerian. Home 1850 census. And we got them born right here in oh man, Lord. This is just
now check this out. Check this out.
Why, Lord? Hold on. Before we move on, before we went in and started walking, we established the fact that in the census, the marshals, the ones who were to conduct the census, the things that they were looking for, they were not looking for continents. So you can't put down Africa. We can't use that because so these Africas would have had to been somewhere around here in the territories that they were conducting the censuses. we must, you know what I mean? I just wanted to make sure that still was on y'all mind. Now let's walk.
We know, now, Chief, from your research, and Dulcie, if you want to kind of add into this, the transatlantic slave trade from Africa, if I'm not mistaken, that ended in the early 1800s, right?
1807, Trading Bargo Act. Yes,
1808. Okay. If you can, Dulcie, can you go back to that front page, please?
Started in 1807.
Because we gotta clear some things up. Because now it's time for people to show.
You gonna put a timeline on them too after you goddamn did this to them.
Man, listen, Dulcie, I got stumping niggas out. I gotta stump niggas out too. Okay. Right. So
we gotta count how many we got before 1807.
1807, baby. Because if you're telling me that Africans was being brought over here after 1807, big dog, you gotta prove that.
And hold on, because you know they're gonna say Africa Town in Mobile. Go on, say it, because it's in my presentation. Go on, turn up.
So the first thing we finna do is we gonna look at Elizabeth Cook, because we always gotta start with people who called in and made the corrections. So let's take a look at the corrections. So let's look at Elizabeth Cook. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Uh-oh.
What did that say, Chief?
What did that say?
Hold on, wait, let me see. That say
Let me
Virginia.
get my glasses.
You know what? I can see
that does look similar, right? You can see
it. When you look at it, maybe they wore glasses.
Virginia spelled backwards. If they're dyslexic,
they goddamn it, Dolce, that's what it is. So, you know, they say in the ancient time we read from right to left, from back to front. So yeah, we the one fucked up.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, it's us. It's not them.
We got to double check ourselves. Oh,
yeah, because we got to cross reference. Big Ram. So we got another primary up. Big LDB of Elizabeth Cook. Or whatever her name was. Elizabeth. Phoenix, Arizona. Lizzie. Building, man. Get the likes up, y'all. I got 100 shots. I'm coming next. I'm running for a leg. I'm finna bring this bitch home. Draco.
Okay, they ain't got to highlight it on here. If not, we can just find one that is. But what we could do in the meantime,
they didn't highlight it, but I found her right here. She is Robert Clark, Elizabeth Clark. They already dittoed that last name right here.
Oh, Elizabeth. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yep, I can see it.
Now let's go over to the right. Let's see how they wrote it down.
Okay. Let's see how they wrote it down. Let's get 75. We got almost there.
Virginia. Okay. Yeah.
VA in the building.
Can y'all see that? If y'all see that,
I'ma trace it. Goddamn, can y'all see the marker? I want to trace the V, the I, the N, the G. I want to trace it. Just
that's what they did in grade school.
See it. Cause these niggas say these folk from Africa. Boy, you niggas better not even show y'all. This why I say this is not for little bitty niggas. This is big boy scholarship.
Yeah. Now let's go back. Let's see what kind of race this brother is again. So that way we can we can figure out what's going on out here. We know he's from Virginia, even though whoever keyed the data into the system, they typed in Nigeria. But I just want to spot
for some strange reason.
Wait, this a white man?
Is that a white boy? Oh, they falsifying records. That white boy want reparation. He's a Nigerian slave.
Again, they got her name wrong. She's like Clark. It's like, Clark. They just
Clark. They said figure it out, and they didn't really figure it out. Man, stop playing.
So we see white folks. Now remember, BCU family. We know what these terms
appreciate
mean.
Today, Nay.
But just to mess around a little bit, we gonna adopt their way of thinking for right now. So in Senegal, we just saw that these are white folks. And now in Nigeria, we can see that these are white folks. So let's just go ahead and look at one more record, and then we're gonna go ahead and listen, family. I want y'all to do this on your own time. Just go in and play with these records, because wherever you are in your journey, these are the things that you need to be looking out for, and myself included, when we actually linking and finding records of our family. We got to make sure we measure twice and cut once, so that way we can get this right. So let's go ahead and look at another record from Nigeria.
Hold on, I want to just double salute BCU. And even our teachers over here, you feel me? we don't never take the game for ourselves. You feel me? It's always, we ain't gonna, we want to teach you how to fish. You feel me? So, we ain't gonna have the largest crowds and all of that because we get so much game and show people how to do it and put the power back, because the name of the game is to put the power back into people. You feel me? People out here talking about these doctrines don't give you knowledge of self. Well, we're actually giving you knowledge of self. You feel me? And we're giving you the tools to do it because that's your birthright. You feel me? It's in you. And longer you standing on bloodline principles, homie, you go find your story and you got a testimony. You dig what I mean? But shout out to the BCU teacher, because we always gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like we say, hey man, we ain't trying to hide this from your sources of how to do it or what we know. Gotta come to us. You feel me? We unalive the era of master teachers. There'll be no more master teachers. You feel me? Because we're empowering the people. They gonna have the same tools. You feel me? We all gonna have that power and that knowledge of self. You dig what I mean? And it started with bloodline, genealogy, knowing who you are and where you are in the story. Let's walk.
Nigeria. But man, Chief, it's sad, man. 12 million slaves came from Africa, but they only got 20 records.
Yeah, just
in 1850.
Just a 20
of people being born in the $20.
$20,
man.
$20 piece, no size.
No,
big print is going down. I'm
cool.
scratching our head over here.
Hold on, y'all.
And this person was born before 1807. White person.
Yeah, white boy. Shit like this. Nigga out here, boy, because they damn near white passing. That's why they putting all these white Africans. Y'all jump on that like button, y'all. Get some good energy in here. Where the flames at? Turn up, goddamn. I'm running last leg. Get the crowd going. Goddamn, we in the stadium. Get this bitch rocking, man.
This how we kick off 2024, man. This is how you do it.
With your foot in a nigga. Drop them flames down there. Get this bitch, turn it up, man. What are we doing, man? We don't do free lectures of it. Not this, bro. We gotta go in the back and talk about this. Cause niggas now gonna be TikToking all the information and shit when they don't have the capabilities to go out and study like this. Let's walk.
Now I remember, Chief, in one of your previous lectures, you started calling for pallbearers to line up in the front. I'm gonna tell you now, we gonna what those to go? We gonna need some pallbearers at the front door, man, because we gonna have a bunch of bodies. We already got 2 of them. I just walked by them and hit them with the dead kick just to make sure they ain't
move. Yeah, down there playing dead possum. Okay. I might go shoot him just in case. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go back there and shoot his ass just in case.
Sorry.
All right, now, hold right there.
Hold on, y'all. We're going to Ghana.
Family. There's
hold
2
on, let me go back. We're going to Ghana.
His way of thinking. Multiple All right, now hold on. Hold right there. Remember what I told y'all, family. There's 2 issues wrong with his way of thinking. Multiple locations and data entry errors. Now look at Ghana. Look at how many Ghanas there are. Ghana, India. Well, I guess these niggas never paid attention to the coolie trade. So how can you sit here and say or assume that these folks come from Ghana, Africa, when there's another Ghana out there?
Appreciate the light. Do y'all see this, right? Y'all see how many? Hold on, let me pause this. Y'all see how many gunners on the screen? And remember, we're in 1850, so chronology is very important. In the fighting stance, chronology is going to be your footwork, foot placement. So we spotting up in 1850. We lining up 1850 on the lead foot. And so we break down the whole methodology in which the Martians are taking. And so they're not talking about continents. So we're going to break down these areas that they're calling Africa today. We know Ghana didn't come into the 20th century. They didn't name it that area over there, Ghana, into the 20th century. Let's walk. So we're in 1850. So it's impossible for the Ghana that's in West Africa to be the Ghana of 1850. Check true or false right around. Let's walk.
I'm about to get out of Dulcie way before her computer heat up a little bit.
Walk to him, guys.
Whoa! 2 records?
Walk to him.
From Ghana?
Didn't that change? Was it 2 yesterday?
So in 1850, we ain't got but 2 people out of Ghana. And come on, let's walk.
Yeah, it
Let
was
me
2
get out
yesterday.
the way.
Man, it was 2 today too. Wait, hold on.
Yes,
wait,
2.
Wait, this
Maybe
ain't
tomorrow I'll get to 4.
This ain't making sense now. Hold on. Okay. 12 million slaves came from Africa.
No, 12.5.
The slave trade embargo or disbandment was in 1807.
1808.
So that means they had the opportunity to bring slaves from the continent of Africa into the Americas all the way up to 1807. And from this place called Ghana, which is where all of y'all DNA tests will take you back to, we only got 2 records?
Just 2.
But the DNA
that's all I got on me right now.
It's taking all of Black America to either Nigeria or Ghana. And we got a whopping total of 22 records.
Yeah, this is my last $2.
Where the hell these Africans at?
Damn.
Let's look at the first one.
See, nigga, I didn't know y'all nigga was gone.
That there was a correction made to the second one. Man, let's go ahead and look at
I didn't know y'all was like researching. I thought y'all niggas just be like, just be like logging in, talking shit and all that. So you really wouldn't. Yeah, this is my last $2, fam. Let's walk. Hold on. Cause we finna go even deeper. We ain't done. We're not even satisfied with just the 2. We finna go deeper than that. BC research team. Let's walk.
The first one. Let's look at these. Yeah, y'all got it, man. I was sitting at home for the last 2 weeks thinking about, man, I don't even know if I want to do these dudes like that. But since they came up there and they tried to run my pockets, I was like, man, forget it. We finna run the table on them. Let's go ahead and look at it.
I know you see that second one because everybody going crazy in the chat right now. Do you see that?
Yeah.
We in South America and Ghana. Okay, turn up.
Man, we in South America, man. Boy, we in paradise. Bring me a coconut and rum. Fuck it, nigga.
You see, a lot of folks finna have
Bring
a lot
me
of
a
questions
coconut and rum.
answer
What y'all having?
I don't give a damn what you talking about.
What y'all drinking?
If you're telling me
coconut and rum,
that 90+% of the slaves, the millions of slaves that came in the slave trade, the trade didn't end until 1807 by law. And we only got 22 people to speak for.
Yes,
22.
Sir. 22. That's what I got on me right now.
And if you still hanging your hat on the concept that these folks came from Africa, you full of shit. So, Dulcie, let's look at the correction first. Let's look at Samuel Norse. It's funny that these Africans got these, we'll call them American names.
Check.
But yeah, let's go ahead and look at Samuel Norse.
Yeah, all of them. Yes, all of them. Yeah,
I know we got to look at the correction first. Oh,
what we got? What you got? What you got?
Oh, okay.
Oh, he got a Ghana.
That makes sense.
South America.
I didn't mistake Ghana for Guyana, but you know what? Because I'm a student and I will always remain a student.
Dig these blues, right? Cause we see some, okay, birthplace, Ghana, South America, Guyana. All right. Now hold on. Now the man say he ain't just satisfied with that, goddamn, cause they know he can't come back out here. We already know, nigga, we can't even lose once. Nigga, we gonna bring it to the people, make sure it's right. So just cause we seen that, boom, we gonna go a little deeper. He say since he's a student of the game, goddamn, he gotta go all the way.
We need to go look at the records.
We have.
Let's go look at the physical record itself.
All work.
Let's see what the records say.
All work is easy work.
All righty, let's see if we can find Guyana on here. We're gonna scroll up. Let's see.
What we got?
Yep, there it is. Guyana. Now I can see how somebody with a biased intent, because remember, these records was in paper form. So when somebody created Ancestry.com, somebody who works for Ancestry.com had to come in and key these records into the system. I could see a nigga being up late, like, man, I'm tired of working. I want to go home and see my family. I'm just gonna type in any goddamn thing. What that say? Guyana, Ghana, who knows, who cares? Yeah, we just gonna go ahead and put Ghana in the
Who
system.
gives a damn, nigga?
All right, yeah, we can go ahead and back out on this one.
Appreciate the
and
gift, y'all.
Let's look
Appreciate
at
let's get to 100. Let's run up to 100.
Let's look at that second one just to square off. Let's look at Joseph real quick just to square off Ghana. All right. So we already remember that there's multiple locations for Ghana, right? Let's look at the record. And as a white man.
And it's YT.
Yeah, Joseph. Why are the white folks coming from Africa? I don't understand that. What
is
doing?
Going on?
Wait, they came over here as slaves?
What is
white folks
going?
Came from Africa?
Lord
we got some stuff to deal with.
Somebody tell me.
Don't let A1 hear
what
you.
Is going
A1 about to
Wait, everybody that came from Africa was slaves? You got white folks. Everybody we seen is white.
Everybody.
So let's scroll up. All right, we see Ireland, Virginia, Maryland. Virginia. Oh, wait. Now let's zoom in on that. You see, this is the lack. This is the lazy.
Hold on. Let me go back a little. TikTok, y'all see that, right? TikTok, when we zoom in on Virginia. TikTok, when we zoom in on Virginia, what y'all see? Y'all see what it say? Birthplace. When we zoom in on Virginia, okay. Al say, y'all ever been to Ghana, Virginia? You feel me? When we zoom in and click on it, we zoom in on Virginia, why is the census telling us that the birthplace is Ghana? Hey man, say man, Jack.
Zoom in on that. You see, this is the lack. This is the lazy research that I'm talking about. How in the hell do you look at that and type in Ghana? Man, oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. All right, let's get out of Ghana, man. We might hit up a few more countries and then we're gonna be out of here. Let's do this. Oh, you know what? Nah. We gotta do this one. Let's hit up Albert Perry, supposed.
Where y'all want to go?
Yeah. We finna go to Cameroon. Let's go to Cameroon. All right. Let's see.
I got
okay, you only got one Cameroon if it existed at that time. Yeah, let's go ahead and look at that one.
Yeah, shout out to Cameroon.
Yeah, let's check out Cameroon. Yeah, Ancestry acting real funny right now. Let's I don't know why they. Let's see
while we get Cameroon, y'all make sure the likes are matching the views. Let's try to get up to 400 likes. Let's get up to 400 likes, and let's also support the show. Get some flames in this hoe. We going. What we on the way to? Ghana, you say?
Yeah, well, we on Cameroon now.
Cameroon, okay. Oh, I had a little prettier thing out of Cameroon.
Shout out Cameroon, folks. All right. So y'all remember, family, two things you want to look at on this front page. Number one, look at the birth year of these people. I'm not even finna deal with nobody that came over after the slave trade. After 1808. He gonna have to prove that. He gonna have to show some records, some slave records or something like that. Niggas coming over here after the fact. And that includes Clotilda as well. But
okay, they said we're at 417 likes.
Let's look
get up to 500 likes on
the third one down. Let's look at Charles. See,
let's get to 100 on TikTok.
And made an edit to their record. And by the way, family, when we was looking at Senegal, they had 862 records. Out of 862, 85% of those records.
Guess what they was, family?
85% of those records was Tennessee. That people called in and
got it changed. Why you out here got me looking like an African, and my folks told me I was an Indian. Now, check this out, TikTok, as we're seeing. So people, families, once they got on Ancestry and they seen that they family members who listed as being from Africa, they came back and made the change and gave the correct birthplace. As we see right here, Connecticut, but it got Cameroon, birthplace Cameroon, but under it is Connecticut. When you're seeing that, those are corrections that was made by the family calling in and getting that corrected, taking Cameroon off of their family record and put in the correct birthplace. These are the things we uncovered in this demonstration. You understand me? So shout out to BCU research team. We still ain't done yet.
All of the records said Tennessee, but 85% of the people actually called in to make the update. That's what I'm talking about. These are the people that we need to be out here talking to. The ones that want to do their family tree. Oh, we coming to Cameroon, and we got Connecticut. Now, go ahead. Let's see when they called in and made the update. Let's click on Connecticut and see.
Now watch this, family. This how deep the research go. We finna go in and find out when the family got in touch with the census and got them to change it. Let's walk.
Yeah, they came in 2018. You know, Miss Barbara Matthews. Shout out to Barbara Matthews. We appreciate you calling in and doing the right thing by your family members. You know.
Okay, so it reads. It said, add an update for Charles Schofield. This is what other ancestry members have added to this record. If you have something to add, click and add your own and tell us what you know. Contribution 1, birthplace, Connecticut, rather than Cameroon. TikTok, do y'all see that? Can we get some feedback down in the chat? Some flames, some feathers. Can we get some feedback? Do y'all see that? This is why it's so important to go back and do your genealogy and your research, homie. And really get the real story, find out where you at in the story. We are square business. We've been doing it for a little minute, though. You know what I'm saying? But you know, man, these are things we want our people to know. You feel me? Because you know, a lot of things that everyone is saying is correct. You know, the misclassification conversation and all of these type of things. I don't want the misclassification to be a victim story. You feel me? Why you say that, Chief? Because we can do something about it. First off, you got to know your damn story to know exactly where and when you were misclassified in order to rectify it, to have a greater chance of rectifying it. You feel me? Because if something happened, then it's up to us to find out what the hell happened. And especially if it happened to your family. That's why we not out here trying to play God and teach everybody who they are. No, that responsibility is gonna be on you. Now we got some pieces and some methodology and some motivation, goddamn, because we walking in the same direction, but we all got our individual fight. That's why these movements and revolutions ain't none of them win. Because they foundation was wrong. You have to first start with self, start with your family. Once we put it all together, goddamn, can't nobody fuck with us. But right here is a prime example, and I want y'all to see this. For his misclassification, this conversation, but like I said, don't never be a victim because Charles Schofield was a victim. The census put him down as being from Cameroon, but his family, you feel me? They weren't gonna lay down and be a victim. They fought back. They got the proper information and they went and corrected it. So right here it states birthplace Connecticut rather than Cameroon. Correction due to an error in transcript. So how many errors in transcripts do they really have when they're trying to put our people this agenda of making us African? Did them blues and puzzle them clues. So they came back and this was submitted by Miss Barbara in January 17, 2018. Came back and got that right. Now, how many others out here? How many of these people that are saying they're finding Africa or these Congo or Ghana, you know, or any of these names of these modern African nations today, countries today, how many of them actually are victims of misclassification or, as the census say, due to an error in transcript? Very, very important. I just wanted to, I ain't mean to take too much time on that, but I want TikTok, I want y'all to feel me on this to really see how this shit here is deeper than rap. It's no you know what I'm saying? It ain't no coincidence. All of these you know what I'm saying? Y'all, you're not tripping. You feel me? When you're seeing certain things and you're coming across certain things. No, this shit is for real. It's an actual fact. And this is a primary. Let's walk.
No, we ain't the only ones out here, BCU. We ain't the only ones that's out here finding our family members and setting the record straight. We got other people in here doing right by their family. Now let's scroll all the way to the top. Now let's hover over, what is that? Connecticut. How in the hell do you get Cameroon from that?
Huh? You hover over Connecticut and you get Cameroon. Y'all see how important this shit is that we go back and get our record going now because they catching on. They seeing what we got going on. So now more than ever, we need to be focusing on that. I understand a lot of people want to teach world history and be historians and all of that. And more power to you, you feel me? But we need to be my historians, family. This historian shit ain't gonna get us nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Us knowing all this history that ain't got nothing to do with us, that shit can help us in no way. You feel me? So over here at BCU, we say we are the source. You know what I mean? Our goal is to find out much knowledge of self, much knowledge about ourselves, and in turn we become my historian. In turn, goddamn, we have knowledge of self. You feel me? And that's gonna take us way further than this worldly history. Shit that don't even pertain to us, and that's what's keeping us off track now. You feel me? That's why we're having to come back and correct things that should have been done already. You feel me? So we got to be that foundation. We got to be the area to stand up and say, hey, hold on. I mean, we know we done broke them chains. That shit no longer works. You feel me? And get into who we are. You feel me? So ain't no one person finna come save the world and do this shit. But you do have a responsibility to the game, homie, to the ancestors, to be as great as they were. You feel me? And they left us all the things that we needed, all the tools that we needed. And it's in you. That's why you're not going to find it in the book or find it out of any of these doctrines. You feel me? It's already in you. And all you got to do is unlock that. And how you do that, you tap into your genealogy. Because your ancestors, your guides and shit, they waiting on you on there. And they going to point you in the right direction. You feel me? Something did happen here. Through this presentation, we're breaking down some of those what did happen as we hover over Connecticut and the motherfucker say Cameroon. Let's walk.
And then they got ditto all the way down. Look at that. CT. A C and a T, and they got Cameroon. And when you see them quotation mark, y'all know that means ditto. You got 5 people, all supposed to be labeled Connecticut, but they got them listed under Cameroon.
Cold game.
Come on, man. Got to be more careful. All right, let's get out of Cameroon. Family, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a heads up. Angola had multiple locations. They mistook that for Virginia. Congo had multiple locations. They mistook that also for Connecticut. We finna dive into the Ivory Coast, and then we finna go over to Africa. I think y'all get the point here of what's actually taking place. But let's go over to Ivory Coast because we finna tie Ivory Coast and Africa in all together. Now, let's look at Ivory Coast. Oh, my goodness. Y'all see that? All right, let's go ahead and dive into the Ivory Coast. Now, there's some particular records that I want to call out in the Ivory Coast because one of their records is going to say Coast of Africa. Y'all see that?
Yep.
Now, I just wanted y'all to see
right-hand side at the top.
Coast of Africa is the birthplace. We're not finna look at none of the other ones because this Coast of Africa is going to tie into the demonstration for this place called Africa.
Check.
So what we're going to do is we see Coast of Africa is already here. We see that there are 22 records total. 5 of them are tied to the Coast of Africa. Now, let's just look at the first record. Y'all notice that these people got the same name. Edward Wood, James Wood. So, and they white.
Right on.
Why are the people from Africa white?
I don't know.
Okay,
what
we
is
see
going
Coast
on?
of Africa as the birthplace. No updates have been made. And let's go ahead and click on the record. Let's look at the primary.
Boy, they sitting back like, how do they even come up with this shit? Like, I would have never even thought of this. These niggas would rather sit out here. See, when you can't connect yourself or find yourself in the story, you come out here making up shit. This is what this is scholarship. And I got 100 in the clip.
Oh yeah, you finna come up too, Chief, because this finna tie into Africa. So I just wanted y'all to see this for yourself, okay? And I want y'all to write.
TikTok, y'all see this, right? Now watch what when you hover over and they say the coast of Africa, you see at the top it say birthplace. Now watch what his location is actually gonna tell us is at.
This down or mentally coast of Africa. Because we finna go take a look at where Africa at. Oh my God, I can't wait for this. Okay, so we got 5 records. That's the same family. Mary, James, Margaret, Henry. That's the Wood family.
Okay.
Where were they born? The coast of Africa. Okay. Now
somebody say, why they so looking into people? Why they? Because if you're talking about history, then you're talking about humans. If you're dropping game on history and you're not naming people, then the story may not be true. You feel me? We need names, we need details. You know what I mean? If you're gonna, but it should be done the right way. The Indian way. Let's walk.
Let's back out of that. Let's go back to the main page.
Appreciate
and
the
let's go to Africa.
Appreciate the likes.
This what y'all been waiting for.
Hey, we almost at 100 TikTok. Let's hit that 100.
So now
we 10K away from that 100. BCU, we ought to
let's
be
look at
about 600 likes. What we doing? Check it out, y'all.
Boy, them BCU folks cold.
Man, ain't no. You gotta be kidding me.
You gotta be. Them BCU.
Stop it. Let me pause there so y'all can see it. Let me make sure y'all see that TikTok. Now, when we put in Africa, now remember earlier, right? 1850 census, right? Check. It stated that the marshals only conducted, they did not look into continents. So if you were to see the word Africa, you would not be talking about a continent. There were different places that had the title Africa on it. We're going to show you. Here is the list once we type it in. So right here, if you see right here, we in Georgia. You feel me? Costa Rica, Cuba, Ecuador, Liberia, Panama, Venezuela, and Pueblo, Mexico. So most of the places you're seeing this word Africa is actually in the Americas, whether it be North, South, or Central. Check. Can I get an amen? Let the church say amen. Stop it. Spalding, Georgia. Woo. Costa Rica. I'm finna go fuck with Caremio. In Africa. I'm gonna call Caremio. I'm gonna say, man, did you know you were living in Africa this whole time?
Oh my God.
You got Cuba, Ecuador, Grand Bassa, Liberia.
Oh man.
Toro, Panama. You got Venezuela. A lot of these South American and adjoining islands going on. Whole lot of American shit going on with this African term. That's what it look like to me. So sad.
Now remember, going back to Dulcie's presentation, when she put the census instructions up there, it said you got to name your state, country, or territory. And then they gave you instructions on what you should put in this column called birthplace.
Correct.
These would be more qualified because continent is not an option.
Not an option at all, buddy.
Y'all feel me out there, BCU? This is why you got.
God damn it, we need a clap. We need some. Y'all need that man ask the question. Can y'all answer in the chat? Are the likes matching the views? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
And y'all getting this for free.
And this shit free. Big word. Hey man, this is a gift to the ancestors for 2024.
Yeah,
man. We are sacrificing these niggas to the ancestors for 2024.
So wait, Chief. Remember we went to Chichen Itza and we was talking to Ricardo and they said the winner of the game was the one that's being sacrificed. So I guess I gotta go, right?
Right.
This is my second time. Okay. All right, it's all good. It's all good. But so family, the crazy part about this is that these are small townships, and you can literally type in the Mexico at the bottom. And that town still got the same name today. Still today. If you go to some of them various places, they got the same name today. And guess what?
What's up?
We finna dig into them too. Y'all go, but this just listen.
Yeah, we nosy. We nosy. Yeah, they say them. Oh, nosy. Yeah, we know. Cause we just want to know. We gotta make sure. Cause we gotta bring this information to the people. You gotta remember, it's a lot at stake. This is the mental of our people. If we're coming out here and our message is in the history is not matching up what's being told us in the house, and when we're going back and through our journey of in search of self through our genealogy, nah, man, we told you it tells the story. So out of this, we got people calling these folks and labeled these people. Without their authorization, these folks got to call up there because they're in their records, they're on their spiritual journey, they tapping in, and nigga, this is not who I am. And we've shown time and time again tonight that people are actually calling in and getting this shit corrected. Nigga, I'm from Tennessee. I don't even know what Angola. I don't even like how that sound. That sound like it don't smell right. I don't want to go. I don't think the food good. I want to stay here in Tennessee. We done found out Georgia. Man. I mean, come on. Get some flames in here, man. Get some flames in here, man.
And how come I could see, like in present day, where they would use the present day name, you know, and ancestry and stuff like that. Like, oh, this is South Africa. But why doesn't the record say? Why doesn't the record say Hausaland? Why doesn't the record say what they used to use?
They should say the kingdom of Judah.
What up, though? Yeah, we ain't got no. What is Chaka Zulu done that shit?
So, family, I wanted to show y'all this because I think y'all get the picture. There's no way possible that you can look at a record that says the birthplace is Africa and make the assumption that this person came from the continent. Now think about this. Remember, family, we gotta remember this.
And we got
this was a link that was given to us.
I wanted one day, man.
We didn't pull this up.
2025.
This was a link that was given to us.
Minding our own business. Man, we want to get everybody. Yeah, minding our own business like our people always. They say you mind your business, you live a longer life. You go fucking with people, you might be fucking with the wrong. You fuck around and find out. Man.
This was a link
Indians
that was given to us.
Everybody
and we saw this list that day, but I'm so glad we waited and we just looked into it ourselves because I don't even think they were ready for everything. For all of it, if we had just said, "Oh, this could be any places," and now you guys see all of it, all of this information, man. And we still haven't got to Big Chief.
And I want to leave this up on the screen for a second, and I want to talk around this because this right here, when I saw this. This is why I said this was lazy scholarship. How do you type Africa into this search engine and miss this drop down? How do you miss this?
AI, them niggas think they tapping into AI and new technology.
Lord, y'all see Darvis in the chat. Don't be taking this for the Moors.
How do you miss this? How do you just you're so
it ain't for everybody.
Blinded. And that's why I appreciate how Chief opened up the presentation where, man, all that debating and stuff, that was last year. Family, we need to get to the people who want to be with us. If they're not trying to do their genealogy, on to the next one.
You feel me?
Genealogy is at the forefront of this. It's all it's going to be. They get in, they get their genealogy done, they get hooked on that. They also like the information and the stuff that they putting down. They get the platinum pack. And now we got people who want to be here.
The tours, don't forget the tours. I
forgot.
Yeah, we cook, we eat real good. Nigga, I know you remember that macaroni, that seafood macaroni.
That macaroni and the baked beans. Don't forget about the baked beans.
Cowboy beans.
Yeah, my bad. Cowboy beans. Yeah, that was my first time. Them was fine. I got to be ready to come out there and eat them again. But family, Africa, there you go. A Pan-African can never look at you again and say that they got Africa as their birthplace, because the whole premise of this conversation was, were these people African?
Check.
That was the whole premise of this conversation. And I'm glad Dulcie led out with the 1870 Naturalization Act, because just by merely looking at this list right here lets you know that you cannot look at a record and make the assumption that these folks came from Africa. So what we finna do first is we're gonna look at two of them. No, we're gonna look at four total. So Dulcie, if you can scroll down to the bottom one, Mexico. I think they might have a few records there, just so that way that they can see that the algorithm is pulling some records. We're not gonna go into them. We just gonna show the family that some of these records are pulling. I think they had some. Yeah, see, they got a few down there. All right, let's go back to the main page. And then we're gonna look at the one for Liberia. As a matter of fact, you know what? Delete Africa real quick. I just want to show Liberia to the family, just so that way they can see what that look like.
Check this out.
Hey. I just want to show that to the family. Y'all see that?
Positive clues.
Yeah, Liberia. Just in case.
Let's find Liberia. Whole lot of American shit going on. Looking very Americanish. Looking very,
I just want to show you
tropical. The Pan-African. Somebody say, see, that's what they talking about when they say you African on the DNA test.
Oh, that what they talking about?
Maybe Nigeria really just means Georgia and
Virginia. I saw Ebenezer saying that, like maybe they just saying it's Virginia. So when they said I had Nigerian eyes, my eyes look like they from Virginia.
Yeah, and you got folk out of Virginia. You look really Virginian today.
Yeah.
And them Angolans. Don't forget about the Angolans in Tennessee.
They
hillbillies out the mountains.
All right,
turn up.
Let's go. Let's type. Delete that and then type in Africa, please, Dulcie. And let's go down to the Liberia one. Africa, Jordan, Liberia. We got to do a build on Liberia one of these days. We got some stuff, man. Listen, there was so much stuff that was uncovered during this two records, Liberia, 2 records.
2 piece.
Look at the birthplace, family.
Lord have mercy.
All right, we ain't even finna go in there.
Nah. Slide that motherfucker over. Because the birth is after the Trade Embargo Act. For one, right? Hold on, come over a little bit. 1812, 1810.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't meet the quorum.
Yeah, they
didn't meet the and then they say, they out the mountains. Oh, goddamn whiskey drinkers. Scoot back a little bit. Scoot back a little bit, Dozy, to the left. Slide to the Lawrence, Kentucky. Do we got some Lawrence, Kentuckians in the building tonight?
Well, Big Hope at? Big Hope from Juneteenth.
Yeah, you good whiskey drinking nigga, Tennessee whiskey. You goddamn me, whiskey drinking niggas, man.
All right, let's go ahead and look at
Reserve.
Y'all remember they didn't even say that they ever made countries even.
Nah, I went to Kentucky. We had the BCU meet up out there. We went to the Serpent Mound. We went to Kentucky. We was in the liquor store. They put me on that Worcester Reserve. Man, that shit have had you having twins out here, man. Y'all stay away from this shit. We was at the Etowah Mounds last weekend. Before we walked in, they out there full of that Wolfer Reserve. They pouring Wolfer Reserve in the parking lot, man. It's like 9 a.m.
Abbreviations. Only states.
Wow, Indian shit.
States are abbreviations.
Only states. Only.
So why they even playing? Why they trying to?
Oh boy.
Hey, you want to see the record, or you want me to go back?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and look at it. God dang, another white person. Oh my goodness.
All these goddamn white folk and these niggas here want to play black and they want to play Africa.
Oh.
Boy, woo.
All right, let's go ahead and look at the record. It's a VAA. What y'all think VAA short for, y'all? Let's go ahead.
Because I seen somebody throw in the chat, what the H is VAA?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, we might have to break it down.
Oh, they might not highlight.
Oh, there you go. Highlight.
Yeah, there you go. Got it highlighted.
All right, let's see.
Big sister say game over.
All right, let's go to the one underneath it. Let's see what that one say. The one in green underneath it, Virginia. There you go.
There you go, right there. Y'all want me to trace it? Do I have to trace it?
There you go.
It's the same person. It's one person, right?
Hey, look, and then when you you see it's a V, yeah. Uh-huh. And if you go up, you see how it tells you right there, Virginia, birthplace.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And when you see in the Va, right, they have something called the Va language. The Va language is spoken in Liberia, where you had a guy by the name of Curtis Austin, who was a Cherokee Indian who went in the colonization society, went over to Liberia and helped create the syllabary to what became the Va language over there. He ended up marrying into a family. So we see Cherokee Indians going over there, even taking their Va language right there that they speaking about. Let's walk. And then they backdoored, I'm going to tell you the Pan-African twist on it, right? So they used Abu Bakr out of Timbuktu, right? Mansa Musa brother, and said that he came over. So they always said, where did the ships go? Well, they backdoor and tell us where the ships landed in Brazil. How do you know that? Well, it was a stone found, and the stone had Va syllabaries on them, which would have been impossible because, again, Curtis Austin, Cherokee Indian, ended up going over to Liberia and then giving them the Va language. So now we could go to another one, because even when in the era of them excavating the mounds, now there were some, I'm not going to go that deep, but that's in Bloodlines of the God Fire, but we can get deeper. But they did try to put a Pan-African twist on it to find the landing spot for Abu Bakr, this mysterious, fictional character, right? In this Pan-African story, saying that he came over and left it on this Brazilian stone, and it was a Va language, not even understanding that didn't come into the 1800s, where Austin Curtis took it to Africa. Let's walk. Right down the street.
And then it has a ditto for under here. It don't even have VAA. It just got ditto, and they said, oh, you know, what is this? What are we even looking at right now? Liberia?
Yeah, we're in Liberia. American Colonization Society. Yeah. We're in Liberia right now.
All right. Let's go back again.
Okay.
These niggas done gave their life to Pan-Africanism, done been in it for years, talking about master teachers, and now where are y'all master teachers? You are being masterfully taught tonight. This is our ass whoop because we love you.
You remember that one where every time your mama swung the belt, she said, "Get your ass in that."
I'm trying to tell you.
All right, let's see what else.
Love you.
Okay, yeah, okay. So that's 2 down. Now, family. One of the things about this is when you get into the debate world, and this is my last one. I'm about to fall. Then let me do this. I want to give a shout out to everybody I had a chance to debate with in 2023, whether it was on Clubhouse or whether it's on stage. It was a great opportunity to sit here and learn how y'all think. But now, remember this, I'm on the research team. I understand how y'all think now. Oh, man, I'm finna be great. I'm finna be number 1 at being number 2. Oh, man, I'm finna fall behind the scenes. I know how y'all think. Boy, these presentations, listen, any one of y'all get up, y'all getting put down. I hope y'all see this. If you get up, you're getting put down. Because I know how y'all think. Research team understand how y'all think. We done seen it all. And we finna put together some presentations that if anybody get up, they getting put down. All right, let's look at, okay, that's my disclaimer. All right, now, if y'all remember that Tuesday, the brother said that it was 500,000, a little bit over 500,000 records of these folks from Africa. Now, this is where I'm finna transition over to Chief after a few last words, okay? So Dosey, if you can, let's see what these 500,000 records tie us to by clicking on Africa Spalding, Georgia.
D to the O to the T. What up, Dice Mermaid in the building? Harlem, New York in the building.
500,000 plus records. 500,000 to 600,000 records.
Turtle Island
of Africans. That's what he said. Whoo, boy, you in trouble. Oh, boy, you in trouble. Family, let me tell you.
Yeah, he said it. I heard him. I heard the nigga said it about 5, 10, double-digit times.
Yeah.
He was standing on business.
Yeah. Oh, you in trouble, bro. Now, let me tell you why you in trouble. Because Dosey showed you primaries of people who was labeled as Africa from a data entry perspective, but the primary source, the vote records.
Oh, what's up with it, beautiful?
Fort Smith, New Hampshire. She took care of the Northeast.
Texas in the building.
We got to take care of the Southeast. And Chief finna deal with the Southeast, okay? So that's them 500,000 records. And guess what, family? Look at the corrections that was made on the right side, even that was made to spell check errors. So Dosey, if you could zoom out a little bit, so that way we can see what's going on with it. So this the 500,000 records that they got tied to Georgia. So on the right side, you see the birthplace where the edits were made. If you look on the left side, this is where they are currently residing in 1850. So all of these records, by and large, 99% of these records are tied to Africa, Spalding, Georgia. And we got one last stop.
Listen, family.
Before we turn it over to Chief.
Listen, family. When they're talking about Africa, these records, 99% of those took us to a place called Spalding, Georgia. Now, this is where my expertise come in. I'm running third leg. We finna bring that bitch home. I'm finna tell you why these records take you back to Spalding, Georgia. Let's walk.
Hey, Dosey, if you could back out to the main page, please. And we're going to type in Africa, and we just going to hit enter at Africa.
Hey, y'all, let's stay on that like
Chief,
button.
I hope you ready, big dog. Load up the clip.
The gifts.
I got the coroners on speed dial because it's finna get busy.
Yeah, I got the scope on them.
All right.
No, I'm ready to scalp some.
Family, are y'all getting this, man? Y'all loving this?
Yes, hey, y'all, we need y'all to respond in the chat. The man said, y'all loving this. We on the way to Georgia, man.
We on the way to Georgia.
They cooking collard greens in the bathtub.
This is what y'all been waiting for. Multiple locations now. So we just want to show y'all Africa. I'm excited to see Chief presentation. I'm ready to get out the way, man. Look at this. We got folks birth year after the slave trade embargo, Africa on the birthplace. You're going to have to prove that these folks came, and you're going to have to prove some of these folks was babies. Like, I don't get how y'all not look at this. Look, scroll down. Augusta, Africa. Look at this. South Africa.
What Augusta, Georgia niggas is?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Look at that. That go coast of Africa again. Them might be that go to Wood family. Yeah, look at and now check this out, family. Born in Africa, but living in New York. I thought the slaves came in through South Carolina. I didn't know they had slave boats that went up to New York that came from Africa.
Nah, never heard of that.
New York was free. You leave the plantation. They put a newspaper.
I thought Port Royal to
the north. You free.
Port Royal.
But now you got.
Well, they went to the north to run up the bag. They were slaves in the south. They own everything in the north.
Oh,
they rich up in the north.
Oh, so that what happened. Huh?
I ain't know that.
Okay.
All right, now let's look at. Let's see. Let's look at the fifth one down, Rosewood Bridge. Let's see if we can get us a black person.
Get in the building. Cause I'm tired of looking at these goddamn white folk. Boy, if anyone would have had this for the debate, boy, they would have turned out like great, boy. I told he said, y'all know the names, nigga. We know the names. Yeah. Okay, he said, so y'all got the name, nigga. We got the names.
Let's back out of this one, Dosey. I want to
grind.
That's fine. Let's do this one. I just want them to see Africa on the record, so that way they can see that yeah, Africa is on the record.
Let's
but
get
again,
to 125
there's
on
so
the lights,
many
TikTok,
different locations of Africa
I'm finna run through
in the Americas.
And y'all
that
know
we finna dig
make
into
your head
boy.
spin. Y'all know
Yeah, you would be a fool. Listen, if I was a Pan-African and this brother didn't properly do his research, I might not like the Indians, but if I'm watching this presentation, I would say,
thank you, brother.
That boy Swarfish got a point.
Thank you. Yeah, I would bow. Yeah, they ought to bow down and kiss the boot like the Hebrews make the white boys do.
That boy got a point. So
I was thinking more so we should send them to Blue Mountain. They should do the whole apology tour with the white people. They should go in chains, know how it feels, all that other stuff. How they do their apology tour for all of this. For lying on the slave trade, being the colonizer.
Yeah, man. Let's see. Let's scroll down a little bit. Let's see. They rearranged. Oh, family. Also, by the way, every day I check this record. Sometimes 2 or 3 times in the day. They always changing these records. So y'all gotta stay constantly plugged in. Like I know sometimes when you're doing your family tree, it might bug you out a little bit, so you got to kind of get away from it. But once you come back into the fold and you start looking at your tree, I would advise that you take a look at your records, because who knows what the hell people are keying into these systems, because every single time I type in Nigeria, it'll go from 19 to 17 to 20, 19s, and it'll constantly change. So I don't know what's going on their end, but the main thing I want to show y'all is you can just click on any one of them, just so that way they can see that Africa is on the record, because I'm ready to get out the way and I'm ready to see what the big dog, Big Chief got for us. So yeah, we got a black person, 73. We know that they're not coming from the continent, because Africa was not a qualified answer. So yep, we can see Africa is on the record. We just got to figure out what town of Africa they coming from,
because it's not a continent, right?
Because it's not a continent.
Yeah, don't meet the continent, don't meet the qualifications.
And guess what, family?
So we're looking for what town, what city, or what territory in the U.S. that they're coming from, because this is the U.S. Census. You see it at the top, United States Federal Census. Check. This is the U.S. Census. And in the 1850 U.S. Census, they had places here with Africa on it. Or was it an era? Let's walk.
This dude jumped out here with the census. And what did it tie him back to? Genealogy. And we know we the best at it.
Genealogy, undefeated. They say the internet undefeated. Genealogy undefeated. All praise to the ancestors.
So family, that's my time. I appreciate y'all rocking out with us. We got Dulcie. She covered the Northeast. I covered the technological side of things. And now I'm going to hand it over to the big dog, Big Chief, the master teacher. And I'm ready to shut my mic up so that way I can hear what this brother finna put down, because I've been waiting to hear this. And let me give y'all a little bit of background. Me, Dulcie, we was sitting here looking up information. Sweet Felder T. Warren, we was looking up.
Check them out. Check this story right here out. This is going to be a classic BCU story. So you got the BCU research team. That's who we naming.
Waiting to hear this. And let me give y'all a little bit of background. Me, Dulcie, we was sitting here looking up information. Sweet Felder T. Warren, we was looking up information. Big Chief hopped on the call in 20 minutes. He was like, oh yeah, I got this. I already sent it to myself. We good. Now we've been looking up this information for 2, 3, 4 days. This dude hopped on the call in 20 minutes and found everything he needed for his presentation. Man, I'm so excited to watch this. All right, Big Chief, you got it, dog. I'm closing.
Hey, nah, he ain't tell no lie on that. I came in and I asked him where we was at. I looked around on the crime scene. I say, okay, no problem. I came back a couple days later. Well, I told them, hey man, we need this, we need that. I came in there one night, they in there laughing and joking around. And y'all know I'm square business, so I'm like, what's all the laughing and joking? And you know, and then they say, "Oh yeah, we found them." I said, "Oh, so they didn't found them and went on to some other shit." They done already got them in the bag, and they got exactly what I said. I said, "We gonna need this. It's two ways we can attack, and one way we can walk right through them. This other way, it'll be a longer methodology, but we can still get it done." But they went straight in primaries, and I was impressed. I ain't gonna lie. I said, "Oh, man, that's what I'm talking about." It's two ways we could have did it. We would have had the goddamn scale the tree line, come all the way around. It would have took a longer. Or goddamn, we can put some C4 on the door and blow that bitch open and walk right through. And goddamn, I came back and we walking right through. Chief, say less. So how we gonna run it? Sword, I need you to throw this one off the backboard for me. The most population of these Africas that came up, what location did we find them in?
We found them in Africa, Spalding, Georgia.
In Georgia.
Which is about 20 to 30 minutes south of the airport in Atlanta. So that'll give you a reference point, family, if y'all trying to figure out where Africa, Spalding, Georgia at. If you know where the airport at in Atlanta, if you pull up a map now, you see the airport in Atlanta, and you just go down about 20, 30 miles. You know, maybe it'll be right there on the map.
All right. Shout out to Dr. D. He said all work is easy work in the real BCU way. All right, y'all. So check it out. So Africa Town, we find out, is Spalding, Georgia. Most of the people that were located for as these slaves coming out of this Africa, we found most of them coming, the highest percentage coming out of an area called Spalding, Georgia. And we found that interesting because it's a story behind it. If you're familiar with Spalding, this story is also going to tie into the Sea Islands. Okay? So this is going to be a Sea Island conversation, which is going to fall into later what is called a Gullah Geechee conversation. Check. Now, what we're going to witness is an American. When we found Africa and all this Africa talk, but we see nothing but American. What we're going to find out is that someone came back and reconstructed history. Now, it's easy for me to come out here and just say that, but it's another thing when you prove it. And so what we're going to do today is show and prove. So a lot of people may have heard of Africa Town, Mobile, Alabama, right? Which we debunked. Well, I want to bring you here to Griffin Spalding African American History Museum. Here, they are creating a museum, historical museum, which is going to be based off of one of these quote unquote Africa towns, which there's about 9 to 10. You have Pennsylvania, you got you have a few of them popping up around America. So like I say, we're gonna witness an American Indian story, not only American Indian story, but a land grab. And after this land grab, they're gonna come back and cover their tracks and put an African story on it. The West African in America hoax. Let's work. So we're going to start here in, like I say, Georgia. Since Spalding, Georgia is the key point, we're going to start off this coastline here. We're going to work our way out of this coastline because we see Virginia up there. It's really Nigeria, what we come to find out. And so we're going to work this what they call the Sea Islands, which we see is scratching down here from Jacksonville, Florida. It's going to come all the way up here through the Carolinas, right? Some would say Jacksonville, Carolina. Well, back in the game, this place was called Gullah, which here you see different nations' names of the indigenous people who lived around these areas, okay? They were historical people known as the Gullah in the Georgia Sea Islands. From at least 1150 AD, archaeologists is taking them back, and they're called a prehistoric Gullah culture, okay, of the Savannah phase. So right here in Georgia, we see this old map Spanish map, and it's identifying different areas and land masses on here. Too bad we don't see Africa on the motherfucker, but hey, well, these people will have a great big rebellion, 1597, which they will go on a killing spree on Franciscan friars. This place was also known, Georgia was known for shipbuilding, from their resources for the great cedars that built that grew around those areas. Y'all familiar with the stinking cedar or the cedar, the gopher wood that was used to build was up. Well, this place is also the most purest gold actually came out of the areas of Georgia at that time. And so it was nicknamed the Golden Isles of Gullah, Georgia, Sea Islands. And right here we get the province of Georgia. When you put in the coast back in the game, this is a depiction of what it would look like. So we're gonna establish the colony for as the Europeans coming over. And now the names that we're gonna name in here are coming from royal families. That's why we say genealogy is important. And when we speak in the language, we're speaking the language of the bloodlines. So when we're looking into this, we're gonna tie in the bloodlines and what actually happened. So a colony will be established in Georgia, 1732. It'll be established by a guy by the name of James Oglethorpe. All right, this will be 1733. Talk to him. Now they Oglethorpe went to Georgia with the settlers, negotiating treaties with local Indians, especially the Upper Creek tribe, and they had relationships with the Spanish, so they were trying to get in where they could fit in. It was founded by Scottish Highlanders. These people would be free Scottish Rite Freemasons. Okay, and so that's why you're gonna get the Masonic house down there. And you had Darien, Georgia, which was the wealthiest place at the time in the 1700s, and you had a band of Highland Scots that came through. They also were Jacobites. I want to throw that out there. Darien County, it was the oldest English fort remaining in the Georgia coast. So we go through Darien County. Again, the Scottish immigrants was brought here. They had a system in which they would bring the prisoners, and it was basically like a reform what they were saying, but they needed a lot of people for their military actions that they would take, especially engage in war with the Indians. They had some Indian allies, but most importantly with the Spanish who they rivaled, who was next door in Florida. One of the settlers on this boat would be a guy by the name of LaShawn McGilvery. LaShawn McGilvery would be a very important person. He would have a son with a Cassati woman, right? He would have he would marry into a royal line of Cassati. He'll have a son named Alexander McGilvery, who will play a key role in signing one of the most important treaties in the year 1790, called the Treaty of New York. Now, Spalding. This Spalding, Georgia, which is Africatown, Georgia, is going to be named after a guy named Thomas Spalding. Hold on, Chief. Where she at? Because she was just in the chat. She kept saying Spalding, Georgia. Where you at, Mom? You still in here with us, TikTok? She kept saying Spalding, Georgia. Where you at, Mom? You still in here? Let me know. I told you we were going to Spalding. We ain't going to be long. We're going to be strong, though. Where she at, though? She kept bringing up Spalding, Georgia. She say, that's me. Okay, there go Riri. There she go. Very important that we point this out. This guy's going to have a connection with a Scot. He's going to be of Scottish descent, and he's going to have a connection with, he's going to marry into the famous McIntyre family, which is going to be a Scottish family that's going to interbreed with the royal bloodlines of the Creek and later take over the Creek areas, right, in Coeda. Well, he came to McIntyre. His mother was a part of the McIntyre family who helped establish Darien, Georgia. Okay, this is the Spalding guy. Spalding, they was in St. Simon. This is how you teach history. When you're teaching history, you have to name people. You have to be talking about people. That's why when we say do your genealogy, you do your genealogy, you accidentally became a historian. That's why we talking about people. That's why we saying find yourself in the story. So we finna walk it down, because if something happened, then humans goddamn had to do it. So we need to find out who did it, and then we can find in return we can have a greater understanding on what actually took place. So that's my boxing game. I want to walk it down. We need to know who we talking about, because it's two things. We need to know who to get a credit to, and goddamn who to get a case to, because somebody ain't going to jail. We putting cuffs on somebody. Miss Island. Somebody gotta get it. Like I said, he descended from James and Margaret McIntosh Spalding, who descended from the Spaldings of Island. All right. He came to America in 1760, entered into a partnership with Donald McKay in Savannah, and opened a trading house in Georgia and East Florida. Now, when he died, Spalding's gonna collab with a guy named Roger Kelsey, and they'll end up creating a company, and this company was Spalding and Kelsey. This is very important because these guys are doing trade with Indian. They have Indian wives. Okay, now this is very important because the land grab, a lot of people point to the government. The government didn't technically, they played a role, but they didn't play the most important role. It was independent independent money which funded a lot of these things, and it was companies, as we'll see, who really would be in control, and then they would later go back and make the negotiations with the U.S., and that's how their families will gain these raw bloodlines through these political. That's how they'll be able to keep power through political. So, Oglethorpe in 1772, Spalding married into the McIntoshes, daughter of William McIntosh of St. Parish. Her grandfather was John McIntosh, leader of the Highland Scotlands. All right, and they gonna come to Darien, Georgia in 1736. Now in 1786, Spalding acquired 800 acres on the south end of St. Simon's. He named Orange Grove. In 1790, he possessed 5,500 acres, 94 slaves. He was among the first cultivated Sea Island cotton after the Revolution. After the Revolution. Now check this out. This brother here is going to end up taking over a lot of the Sea Island, especially with chocolate. Now, chocolate was a hot commodity at that time, as well as indigo, rice, different things of this nature. Now, he's going to, this is what the story gets tricky. And 1804 and 1806, they're looking at this chocolate trade, which they don't see, actually don't come into around, they're saying it's happening around 1804 and 1806. It is very important because that time frame is very key to the chronology of this story and whether it's going to be a reality or false. So around it, they circle 1804, 1806. We'll come back to that. So the chocolate construction was more so around 1815 and 20. And this is when the expansion will be, let's say, at a second phase, for as the 13 colonies expanded into the south. So Spalding, he built Annabella Plantation in Sapalio Island. They say he never owned the entire island, but by the time of his death, he held everything but Raccoon Bluff in the east central section of Sapalio, nearly thousands of acres upland and marsh. Other acquisitions were Black Island near Darien, Sutherland Bluff, Sapalio River, Cambridge Island, Altima Delta. In 1825, McIntosh Spalding is the largest local landowner with 7,910 acres of cultivable land. Okay, so this is going to be a huge land grab that's going to come in through these people, through these companies, and it's going to be backed by a secret society that will reveal through this. He was the second largest slave owner in the county. Let's get to 130 lights.
Let's walk.
Let's get to 130 lights.
Now, he's going to marry into the McIntosh family. As we said, this is a land grab. So when we got so this is going to be a land grab. William McIntosh, who was the controversial chief of the Lower Creeks, this guy is actually going to
siege a lot of land. He's also going to help Andrew Jackson in his efforts of removing Indians out of the regions of Alabama, Georgia, and he's all the way to the Mississippi. Because at the time, the U.S. do treaties with the Creek, the Choctaw, the Cherokee, which is called the Treaty of Hopewell. They felt as though they had ownership of it when others didn't feel that way. And we'll get to that point later. McIntosh will be involved in a treaty 1821 and 1825. 6 chiefs include McIntosh signed a document. His supporters, he acted. He signed this document, which would have been the Treaty of Indian Springs in 1825, and this will see millions of acres. So later it'll be reversed. He was killed for this act. Now, Spalding, Georgia, or Georgia, Africatown, right? It's gonna come from this guy Spalding. Now, what's very important, like we noted, that these people are Scotsmen. They're coming from Scotland. What is gonna make them very key in this is at the time of 1763, after the French and Indian War, 1754 to 63, King George is going to draw a proclamation line called the Proclamation Line of 1763. And now people that's coming up from the north who are doing slave raids to take over, and they're going through these companies and they have these secret agendas. Well, King George is going to draw a line, and they weren't to cross the Appalachians at that time, which made the Scots put them in a great position of business, because now companies are looking after them because they are living amongst the Indians and they're traders. So they became very, very important in this role. One of those people will be a guy by the name of James Spalding. So after the 7-Year War, Britain obtained all French Spanish territories east of the Mississippi River, except New Orleans. The transfer east to west to the Great Britain 1763 had tremendous implications for British Creek relations, presented new opportunities for wishing an open trade establishment. James Spalding, the guy who Africatown got his name after. We'll see why. He and his business associates attempted to gain a share of the Creek trade after 63. Spalding, born in Scotland, as we said before, came to Georgia. Okay, now he had a store. He would end up he had a warehouse. He had an upper store in the east bank of St. John River, Spalding's lower store near present-day Stokes Landing, and they was depots, and they were doing trades. Like I say, these people are going to breed into the royal families of the Indians. We'll see that later. Now, he had a partner. Now, you had Kelsall. Now, Spalding and Kelsall are going to meet at one of the most important figures in Indian history, which is going to be a European mixed with Indian. Okay, he's going to come from the Gordon family. We heard Dosey earlier speak about the Gordon. Well, they bought items out of Charleston from a guy named John Gordon. Circle that. So,
hey, he good.
The best known of all the Creek trading firms was a company called the Patton Leslie Company. So when we hear a lot of these things, we hear the Virginia Company, we hear the Massachusetts Bay Company, we hear all of these. But during colonization, when land started getting taken, these companies that's going to play a important role in the removal and the funding of these land in order to control resources, in order to control commercial trade, run a monopoly. Now, you had the Patton Leslie Company. Now it's all family and bloodline, right? Now they took over the Spalding and Keesall Company, right? William Patton and John Forbes. The original partners of the company had business contract with Spalding's, all right? And Forbes was Gordon's nephew. So this is a family affair. So you had Charles Malachi. He operated Spalding and Keesall stores. He also was one of the partners of the Patton and Leslie companies, all in the family. Check. Now, they were not the only one to seek fortune in Florida. The prominent Charleston merchant John Gordon used his influence with Governor John Grant and Indian Superintendent John Stewart, who comes directly out of that Stewart line that comes out of King James and the Stewart family there, right? He's going to be the first Indian agent. Check, which is going to come through the Eastern Cherokee people are going to give the thumbs up for him, right? Anyway, now another family, Superintendent John Stewart helped establish Gafflin's trade. Shout out to T. Warren. She was just talking about Gafflin. I was like, I know them niggas too. So Gafflin men was supplied from Gordon's warehouse, all right, where they established Georgia and South Carolina trade into West Florida. All right. Now you had LaShawn McGilvery. Remember him? Well, he had a brother named John McGilvery who's going to go to Mobile, Alabama, and so they're stretching their network. And then a lot of this is Creek and Chickasaw Choctaw territory, right? So they established trade in connection with the Creek, Chickasaw, Choctaw. Ultimately, let me come down. So John Fitzpatrick, who trading house was located in Manic, was another West Florida successful. Fitzpatrick's business was mainly with the Choctaw traders, including the Mobile Export and Trading Company. John McGilvery, William Suthers, William Sampson, John Miller, they are all traded with the Creek. Now, very important, we're going to go to this. We're going to go to this Gordon family. We have Captain John Gordon. Why is these families? They are so important in this removal because through Andrew Jackson, they're going to play a crucial role at War 1812. They're going to be spies. So Captain John Gordon company of spies who served directly under the command of Jackson. Now I'm going to show y'all how this secret society and all of this shit here is going to take over. Now, Captain James Gordon, James Boyd family, the facts are the same. Let me get down here. Gordon was one of the most noted scouts and Indian fighters in early history of Tennessee. This guy is the most famous Indian trader ever to live. And that's because he was an Indian too. Check. So his mom was an Indian. Not only that, but he was of Scottish-Irish descent. His ancestry having immigrated to the country in the 18th century. We talked about his family coming here. Now, he left to Virginia and bringing with him his young mother, widowed and only child, accompanied by Jenny, a copper-colored half Indian, who served during her mother's life and after. All right. Now, watch this here. John married a lady named Dolly Krause. Please remember this name because bloodline, we're only talking about bloodlines of the guards. So Dolly Krause, and she forsook the Negro and made her home in Nashville. These are niggas we talking about. Captain Gordon ended up gonna make it to Nashville. So when you go to Nashville, President Adams is going to at the age of he went to Nashville, appointed office by President Adams, and that was in 97. Well, he's going to end up marrying a Indian woman, right? Named Miss Dorothea Krause. Remember the Krause, y'all, right? And now Krause, she descended from the respectable lineage of Princess Pocahontas. Now watch how this gonna go, because I got the rolls on Pocahontas family. They're gonna be kin to the Bolins. You know, the Bolins really kind of control that narrative. They're saying they're the bloodline. Now this bloodline is going to cross through them, no pun intended. But her father, Richard Krause, immigrated from Nottoway, Virginia, into Tennessee, in the same area of Gordon's immigration. Okay, Gordon's niece was a William Macklin secretary, Constitutional Convention. She was half sister to Richard Krause. Okay. So we're gonna see these families coming together. Now, the Gordon family raised 10 children. These are Indians, right? John Fielding, you got Bolin. Like I said, the Bolin family took over their Pocahontas. You got Powhatan, you got Richard Krause, and they had 3 daughters, Mary, Dorothy, and Pocahontas. Check. Now, Powhatan, actually the son, he would go on to fight in the Seminole War. He was a major in the Seminole War. Now, Captain John Gordon
was a spy under Jackson. Why? Now we told you earlier you had the company. You had Spalding.
Man, hold on, man. Time out, man. Goddamn, Chief. Yeah, goddamn, Chief. Time out. They say you giving them too much. Chief. All right. Peace. Shout out to TikTok, man. Appreciate y'all coming through rocking that. You feel me? I hope y'all enjoyed the little drop, news you can use. You feel me? I ain't want to just show myself, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to come show how we do it over here, BCU, Indian way. Indian gang that don't bang, or get bang, you feel me? But shout out to all the Indians doing their thing over here, man. Remember the most important thing about this is purpose, man. And they're standing on Indian business, man. So find yourself in the story, you feel me? Genealogy is the highest form of spirituality. Tap in. And man, y'all can be cool like y'all be cool. But that's my time. I'm gone. She said a tease. Now you know what, Riri? So look, Riri, that lecture is actually on my website. So I have a website, right? It's called BigChiefUniversity.com. BigChiefUniversity.com. So you can go to BigChiefUniversity.com and you can actually watch the whole lecture. It's on there. It's called The Making of the Gullah Geechee. So you can actually watch the whole entire lecture. But yeah, it started getting good. It started getting good for me too. Somebody say, what kind of glasses are those? Oh, these BCU glasses, man. What kind of shirt that is? Oh, this is a Big Chief University shirt. You know what I'm talking about? Got the BCU, Big Chief University on it. Yeah, y'all tap in, man, and support indigenous business. You feel me? In the real Indian way. But y'all be cool. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. We got 125K likes. Appreciate that little. See y'all on the other side, man. We gone. All right, YouTube. He say, you the first Indian with a Moorish fez I seen in a long time. Right. You see what that is, right, huh? That's a Black Panther. Black Panthers are from America, bro. I'm Topcatz, the Black Panther. You feel me? Yeah, sure. But y'all be cool like y'all be cool, man. Appreciate y'all coming to pull up, come rock out with the kid. That's my time, man. I'm gone. Talik, man, I need some goddamn. I need to holler at you. I need to get some of them. Yeah, some flavors like a motherfucker. But shout out to everybody that pulled up, came rock out. And shout out to everybody who supported the show. Man, I love y'all. Long we got each other, we don't need nobody else, man. Legendary. Big Chief. Hot gang. Indian gang that don't bang. We gone. What's up with it, real? Stranger danger. Run. Andrews. She Horsted. Jamie. Dimples. Walking down Ram. Lionel. Dia. Carla Faye. J Doug. CDB. Nene said, Nene, I owe you some BCU merch. You was up, boy. We got them likes to 125K over there. Yeah, I owe you some merch. Man, I'm gone. Y'all be cool.